in the middle?
You're in the middle.
Baron.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Are we live?
We're going
Now,
we're
like I
going
was
live.
saying about Pokemon Sword and
We
Shield.
ain't saying nothing. Pokemon Sword and Shield. This man Baron wants to talk about that game every single. There can be no information, and Baron wants to talk about that game. But literally, there can be nothing. This man told, "Let's talk about some interviews." But Ghost Recon Breakpoint, a AAA game, failing is that's not that important. Anyway, what's up, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another. It's not OJ. Welcome back to another PE podcast. We're at episode number 75. I do so many live streams, I forget which ones that I'm doing. We got a big cast of characters here. We got a lot of people coming back for the first time. So let's go ahead and start up. Right above me, we have apparently Jordan Fringe. No, it's not Jordan Fringe. It's actually Ethan R. He's joining us for the first time. Ethan, how are you doing today, my man?
What's good?
All right, shout outs. Right next to him is the actual real Jordan Fringe. Jordan Fringe returning after a couple weeks. You're at Retropalooza, man. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. As good as I can. Glad to be here.
Okay. Your finger okay, bro?
What happened to your thumb?
Yeah.
See so much y'all pay attention to my social media.
Dude,
Yeah.
sometimes your posts don't even go up on social. Dude, Twitter doesn't even work half the time sometimes. I hope you know that.
Twitter buries everybody tweets, man.
Yo, man, I just tweet and can't hop off, bro.
It literally does
it
bury
got
people's
smashed.
tweets because you
It
said
got
that you.
smashed in a car door.
Oh, okay.
You guys, man.
Oh, damn.
Because you told me that you streamed the other, like you post on Twitter, and I have not seen a single thing you've seen that you've been streaming. Not a single one on my Twitter. And I look down Twitter a lot, man. So I don't know. But anyway, sorry about your finger, man.
It's all good. I got another thumb.
That's true. You got two. You got two. You can't. I mean, well, no, you don't need your thumb to play Borderlands much. I mean, you got the.
No, I need my thumb to play games. It hurts.
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's true. The face buttons for Borderlands. All right. So right below him is Baron. Baron, how you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good, man. You know, ready to crack the whip of my favorite company in gaming industry today. You know what I mean?
Okay, Naughty Dog, that is, right? Of course. And right next to him, we've got Avedon. Avedon, how you doing today, my man?
Chilling. What's going on, everybody?
Good to have you here. Right next to him is VC. VC's back. How you doing today?
Doing much better today than I have this whole week, I gotta be honest. But last night I had a great stream. A lot of the Elite Ninja were there. It was an awesome time. And aside from that, thanks to Ethan, he helped me make a review this past week of Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy to Duelist. It was dope. And
Nice.
thanks again, Ethan, by the way, for donating for that.
By the way, I was there too. Like I said, I just like to not say
You
anything.
lurk,
Yeah, I lurk just because like I don't usually talk in anybody's shoes for the most part. But yeah, good stream. All right, so let's go. Oh, and right below him, Shadow Fox. He's here, but he's unmuted. So whenever he's ready to join in, he'll join in. So yeah, Shadow Fox is here too. So all right, let's go ahead and get started, man. We're gonna start off with some of this. I think Ubisoft imploded today. I'm not exactly sure what. Ubisoft kind of like self-destructed almost. I mean, everything that could go wrong literally went wrong today. Ubisoft delayed 3 games for the upcoming fiscal year, or like before the fiscal year ends. They delayed Rainbow Six Quarantine. They delayed Gods and Monsters, which looked like it could be a pretty cool game. And they also delayed Watch Dogs Legion. So they delayed 3 games out of the fiscal year. Those are going to be coming after April. And they also noted that Ghost Recon Breakpoint sold horribly. And Igimon even went as far as to say that the fans had a complete backlash against this style of game. It wasn't what we wanted. He actually kind of went in depth and said what was wrong with the game and why things didn't go well. And then he also said that The Division 2 sold it didn't meet their ambitious expectations, and those were his words, but it didn't quite meet what they wanted to do. So Ghost Recon is looking like a flop Recon or something, you know what I'm saying? And The Division 2 is not selling up to expectations. There's been a lot of talk about what's going on with Ubisoft. I know I talk about Ubisoft a little bit on the stream, but I mean, all these delays with these games and also the lowered sales expectations, or the lowered sales of these definitely makes you think what they're doing, because like you delay all of those games, then you clearly lay out the problems with these these online type of yeah, you can play single player, but you have to play multiplayer to get the most out of this game. And like, you can't go to certain areas because you can't act like you need other people. Like, it seems to me like they're delaying these games to make sure that they don't run into those same issues. So I'll let VC take this first crack at this one, man. What do you think about what's going on with Ubisoft? Just kind of like everything before we, head into what other people have to say on the other topics, man.
Honestly, I feel like Ubisoft as a developer has been rushing games a bit too much in general. Like all throughout the last like 5 years, the quality of their games, in my opinion, aside from Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Rayman Legends, aside from those games, it's been decreasing in quality, especially the Tom Clancy series. I like the Tom Clancy series back on the Wii. I know it sounds crazy, but the PS2 Wii era, that's when I liked Tom Clancy the most. And ever since then, I haven't really played it much, but the times I have dabbled in it, like going to a friend's house to play it, it's never been the same. It's never been as enjoyable. But overall, I think this is definitely a good thing that they're pushing these games back. And I know Gunslinger knows I was mocking how like certain other games are being pushed back, but it's only just because with Ubisoft, they always try and go into crunch time, it seems like, with all their games. They announce it and they go right to the game. They usually never delay anything. So this could be a great thing for them and for the workers that are making these games as well.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Shadow Fox, good to have you here, my man.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, dude?
What's going on, bro?
Good to see you here. What do you think about this all? Did you hear what's going on with this Ubisoft stuff? Did you hear everything that I had to say about it?
I got the gist of it.
Okay, yeah. So what are your thoughts on all these delays? Because, I mean, there was one game that I know I was really excited for, the Gods of Monsters. Well, somewhat excited for. I wouldn't say really, but yeah, I was looking forward to it. The Gods of Monsters game. It looked like it might be like a open world Kid Icarus, Legend of Zelda type of thing, Like, that got delayed. So what are your thoughts on what's going on with Ubisoft, man? Ghost Recon not selling up to expectations? The Division not selling up to expectations?
I think the tide is turning. Either everybody's waiting till next generation, or it's another situation where everybody just buys fucking GTA 5 and NBA 2K. I mean, that's the only explanation I really have. Like, look at the charts. That's what people are buying. I thought that Ghost Recon was actually doing pretty well. They put a big marketing. At least initially, they put a big marketing campaign behind it.
They did. They hired Wayne, Little Wayne.
Yeah,
that's not. I know that's expensive.
Yeah, they spent a pretty penny. They spent a pretty penny too.
They hired a gremlin.
Yeah.
Hey,
one of the best
or the roach.
alive,
They call him the roach.
Dude, Little Wayne demands, like, if you want his he demands millions upon millions. So they paid him millions for those Yeah.
I mean, he has to get management for his locks, man. You see that falling out. So I'm done.
No, they have looked the same for the last 5 years, though. Those dreads.
Man, when you've done what he's done, he can look any type of way, and it don't matter. So it is what it is. But I mean, yeah. So they did have a big marketing campaign for it. They had a push with. Right. It seems like from the lowdown that I've heard from Twitch streamers is that like Ubisoft would offer them codes and they'd be like, "Nah, I'm good, bro. Like, like I ain't trying to play this, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it looked trash. So I don't know, man. Rough in these Ubisoft streets. Abaddon, man, got any thoughts on this Ubisoft imploding?
Honestly, it's something that I feel like has been happening for a while, like way before this whole instance. You look with Ubisoft, even E3 with the whole copyright strikes, and they're not copyright strikes, but the whole ghost takedowns and the ghost blocks on people's channels that happened. It's Ubisoft as a company has been imploding for a while, and I feel as though this whole what we're seeing now is just the after effect of what's been going on internally for a long time, and it's just coming out all together because there's obviously something going on with management where they cannot agree on a proper vision for a game. We've seen this with games like Starlink. We've seen this with games. I think the only successful game that we could really say, and I'm not trying to play the whole Nintendo card, but Mario and Rabbids. I think that's like the main successful thing that people could consistently talk about. Even Watch Dogs Legion, people were happy about that. But now
Assassin's Creed Odyssey too. That was
really good. Yeah. It definitely revitalized the franchise for Assassin's.
I'll give you that. I'll give you Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
The funniest thing is that they took away all of that multiplayer garbage that was in previous Assassin's Creed games and just made it a single player focused huge RPG, and they had way more success,
Exactly. And it's like you see where their laser focus, their success here. But I guess the Tom Clancy is falling into the whole. It's getting stale, kind of like how some of the NBA 2K games. If you're not really invested in these games like that, you're gonna fall away if you're just rehashing the same material every 1 or 2 years, just with a different skin.
NBA sells so much though.
Why
It's
don't people
ridiculous.
just go outside and play basketball?
It's because why don't
Well,
They
first
do.
of-
Watch the Switch commercial. They do
do.
both.
because you can't, like, when I go outside and play basketball, I'm not gonna turn into LeBron James. That's
Well,
the
then
thing.
lower the hoop a little bit so you can be able to slam dunk in it.
You know,
But
and,
not,
like,
but the reason why people, to answer your question, VC, the reason why some people don't play basketball because sometimes look at VC. You're in the East Coast right now. How cold is it? How cold is it at night?
It's 40 degrees right now. My window's right
Do you
here.
want
I had
to?
it
Do you?
open.
Do you really now basketball wear? Are you trying to get in shorts and play ball at 40-degree weather? Nah, dog.
Nah.
Exactly.
Or-
Exactly.
I
Gotta hit
have
that gym.
played at night though in basketball. I have done that before, but
You have,
definitely
but
it's
it's-
or
cold.
even though, but I mean, you got to think about it. It's also like you want to put yourself in the shoes of them. Your basketball
Exactly.
experience is not going to be the Staples Center.
Oh,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Of
Like,
course
it's
not.
not.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why, like, if you play Gran Turismo, you're not gonna. Oh, why don't you go outside and drive a car? I mean, go get a turbocharged car. Go out there, hit them laps around the. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to shoot a gun? Call of Duty? Go join the military. You know what I'm saying? You'll get to shoot. You know, it's the same reason why. You know.
Yeah, word.
But I mean, it is what it is.
But yeah, that's my take on it. I feel like it's just a company overall that's imploding and it's been happening for a while. It's just we're just seeing the after effects now of it.
Yeah. Well, anybody have any other thoughts on this, Jordan?
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
So yeah, this is hopefully them trying to scramble to figure out how to proceed with future games. I think they need to refigure out how they handle these live service games because that's what's really failing them is these live service games.
Exactly.
Division 2, what happened there? What happened with Division 2? What happened with Ghost Recon? You know, and for the inside information I know of the inevitable future of Assassin's Creed beyond the next 1 or 2 that come out, where that one is supposed to be a huge online service, ever evolving Assassin's Creed game. What's going to happen with that? They've been working on that for years. Are they going to stop that? Are they going to revitalize what it means to be an always online interactive service game? I don't know. Because for me, haven't dabbled in any of them because they don't interest me. And I've tried, like with the first Division, didn't like it. Last 2 Ghost Recon games didn't look good. And Division 2 just looked like Division 1. There was nothing new in my eyes. I'm sure some people enjoyed it. And it's good that they delay these games. I think, if anything, delaying Watch Dogs is smart because I don't think Watch Dogs looks good at all. Gods and Monsters looks okay.
I haven't really seen much on it though, so
exactly.
It's hard to even say.
what was the other game they delayed?
They delayed Rainbow Six Quarantine, which we haven't really seen much of either. I don't know. Have we seen any of it at all?
None
Which
of
they
it.
don't even need to move on to another Rainbow Six game because Rainbow Six Siege is killing it for them. That's their one thing. That's their one online game that continues to do well and strive and get new people in and continue to have its own little ecosystem. So that's fine.
That's true.
Other than that, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, maybe like I forget his name. The little French dude who comes out every year.
Yves Guillemot.
Yeah, maybe it's time to refresh it up. A lot of these companies are moving heads, you know, putting people in different positions. Maybe it's time for a refresh of how the companies run. Maybe we don't need a Just Dance presentation every year.
God,
maybe
no. for my YouTube
break
career.
down channels. You know, maybe we don't need every game to turn into an online service, and maybe we need a Splinter Cell game that's not just shoehorned into a mobile game.
Yes.
So I think there's a lot of refresh that needs to happen. I do think we'll see another Mario plus Rabbids because they know that's a moneymaker for them, and I'm sure they're going to partner up with Nintendo on something again that we'll hear about next year. But yeah,
that
I think
sounds like potential inside information.
Listen, there's only two and a half games they can bank on next year, right? That they know is going to make money. Whatever the new Assassin's Creed is, the Vikings one, right? That one is going to be big for them. If it's anything like Odyssey was, it's going to do well. this maybe not Mario Rabbids. And then if Watch Dogs actually lives up to the hype for once, if this doesn't do it this time, that's 3 strikes, you're out. And I don't know how this series can really go on after that. But yeah, we'll see what happens next year for Ubisoft. It's kind of interesting. Oh, and I also know, and I can't say anything about the new Far Cry game, but if it's anything like what I've heard about Far Cry 6, not super exciting, kind of a rehash of what's been done before. So,
but Far Cry was a big money maker for him though. Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 and Far Cry.
It was
5.
until they started making the side games and the main game, the side games, and it wasn't too much of a difference. And they haven't done enough to change it up. The last time, like the one thing that really did great for them that I thought was like a cool change up, was doing the Blood Dragon stuff. I thought that was a fun little thing, and then instead they're like, you know what, let's make like $40 to $60 spin-off titles that are basically the same thing, just a little bit different. Like you go and look at New Dawn, it's the same thing as 5, just hey, an apocalypse happened, and then it's the same map and all this stuff. And you go and look at Primal, and Primal is the exact same map as Far Cry 4, just now there's mammoths walking around and there's no guns. Like they need to do something to freshen up that series. And what I know about 6 is more of the same, and that's disappointing.
What can you tell us from what you know about 6? Is that potentially next gen? Is that a next gen type of deal, or is that a cross gen like Far Cry 5?
If they hit the target date of the end of the year of next year, then yeah, it's probably going to be cross gen no matter what, because they'll get it on both of them. But this could be a thing that, since everything's getting pushed back, that this could be, because I think Far Cry is having a good stride trying to hit towards the beginning of the year now. So this could be like maybe like a February, March 2021 game, at this point. But we'll see. I think it'll still be cross-gen. But it's how many games? Here's part of the basic premise, right? You go to some island in this game, and there's a dictator. That's about it, right? How many games, at least in the Far Cry series, has that happened already?
And climbing all those towers.
Well,
every time.
Towers are back. You have to climb up a radio tower to flip a switch, and then you get to see like 40 miles in front of you. That's fantastic. So that's the next Far Cry game, everyone. Did you expect Far Cry to finally do something crazy that they've been teasing for years? Like, oh, well, should we go to this? Should we go to space? And instead, we got a little DLC that was the space instead of a full game. So
it's unfortunate. I would like to see them. I would like to see them take Far Cry to like futuristic type of thing. I'd be down for like a futuristic Far Cry.
I would be too.
Yeah, I'd be down for something like that. And I think that they can make it just like Far Cry 3, but futuristic. They can like rehash it, and then people wouldn't.
Crisis though.
Yeah, that's fine. Crisis hasn't been around in forever.
Yeah, last time like Crisis was when did Crisis 3 come out?
2011?
2010 or 2011? No, 2011, 2012. Somewhere like
a long time ago.
Long ago for to remember.
Yeah.
And it's fine if we get something similar to that. It's been enough time. It's just disappointing. There's nothing from Ubisoft that's really making me go, wow, I can't wait to see what they do. It's more like, here's this, here's that, seen that, don't want that. Only one I want is Assassin's Creed next year, honestly. Like that's the only game I'm looking forward to, is because they sold me from the last one and how good it was to make me go, okay, I want this Viking game.
I still gotta play that game. I still gotta actually play that game. I've had it forever, and I installed the whole thing. That I need to actually play it.
It's great.
I've heard good. I've heard good things, man. I actually bought it over $20. I bought it it was $25 when I bought it. So that's big for me, man. I usually wait for the 20. I bought it for 25. Man. Baron, what's your thoughts, man? Ubisoft stuff.
What was the deal again?
Ubisoft's imploding. Nothing's making money, and they're delaying all their games. Go.
They've been delaying they're delaying all their stuff.
They're delaying
Like
all the
games.
Three games all got wiped from the first half of this year.
Glad you can be part of the podcast and you're paying attention there, buddy.
Dang.
Hey, I'm paying attention, sir. It's just that it just took a while for everybody to get their 2 cents in on this.
Doesn't sound like it. Oh, I'm paying attention. Wait, what did we just talk about for the last 10 minutes?
No, I know what y'all was talking about, but I wanted to know.
You just asked what we were talking about.
I said, what was the details again?
All right, so I gave you the details, man.
Go ahead.
Feel free to chime in on what you got to think. What you think about, man?
Well, I think Gods and Monsters looked whacked anyway. I don't think the new Rainbow Six should have came out anyway because Siege is doing so well. I'm not surprised that anything got delayed because I was actually surprised that Watch Dogs is coming out in March anyway. That kind of surprised me. But contrary to what only one person believed, Watch Dogs, Legion actually looked good. And
did it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, okay.
You gonna play as that grandma?
You can play as a grandma.
It actually did.
Yeah, Granny had the strap and she was about to bust a cap, so I was hooked. I was hooked. So
it's pretty gimmicky for me. That sounds pretty gimmicky, but
I mean, you talking about you like Saints Row, but that's too gimmicky for you. What you seen on the Watch Dogs Legion?
I mean, Saints Row's all right.
I'm talking about. I meant to say true crimes. You like true crimes, but
for back in the day, it was all right.
That looks cheesy to you. Come on now.
True crime was cheesy as hell. I'm not trying to say that it wasn't. I'm just saying.
My complaint with that reveal was it seems extremely lazy. Like you're not going to have a main campaign. You're like, well, let's just have you have any character to control or whatever instead of having a main quest to show you how to play the game.
Well, hold on, Shadowfox. I would say that, but let's not use that term lazy loosely. You only save lazy for Game Freak. Only save that word for Game Freak. Don't save it for nobody else. So
go there. It's been the epitome of
going there.
I don't know. I saw some N64 trees on the Wii U too.
Ubisoft is literally the epitome of like lazy line service microtransaction trash.
Dude, first of all, microtransactions are not lazy. That's just being greedy. That's two different things.
Ubisoft games are they are the 6 out of 10 woman that you know that if all else fails, she might be there. She's there waiting for you, man.
Here we go.
Look, bro. If Ubisoft is that, then Game Freak is a $2 hooker on the corner. So I don't want to hear it, bro.
I guess a lot of people like the $2 hookers.
Maybe they be famous on Instagram like the one around here.
I was about to say, I personally feel that Game Freaks, most of their main games are better than what Ubisoft offers. But hey, if you like Ghost Recon Breakpoint, hey, that's fine by me.
I don't like Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Go play Ghost Recon Breakpoint. If you don't think that game's lazy as hell, but wait a minute, the graphics are good, so you don't got anything to say about it.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute, hold up.
You got nothing to say about it because the graphics are good.
This whole time I was talking, I didn't say nothing about Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
My bad. But the graphics are good though, right? The graphics are good.
Got his caught.
Here we go. You said we wasn't gonna go there. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I'm just saying the graphics are good, so you got nothing to say. It's probably.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
The game sucks. So
Breakpoint is garbage. Breakpoint is garbage.
You didn't even know the game was bad. You didn't know the game was trash because you saw the graphics.
I knew the game was trash. You ain't never heard me talk about Breakpoint.
You didn't even know the game was trash, Baron. You didn't know the game was trash.
Bruh, we knew that game was going to be trash.
Do you even play Ubisoft games? Let me ask you a question. Do you play Ubisoft games?
I don't think you do, Baron.
Do I even play Ubisoft games?
Yeah,
do you play Ubisoft? Was the Rabbids game. That was the last one I played.
He only talks trash on games he hasn't played.
Yeah, you haven't played. You haven't played any Ubisoft games.
Was the Rabbids game.
You don't play Ubisoft games.
You talk trash on it? No,
I do play Ubisoft games. Starlink did not live up to my expectations.
You barely play Ubisoft games.
The one I played before that was the Watch Dogs sequel. So it's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
They make way more games than that. And the thing about it is that if a Ubisoft game comes out, and the graphics look good.
I don't care about Far Cry.
Okay. You've played a few, but you didn't know that these.
If it doesn't interest me, that I'm not obligated to play it. So
I'm just saying. It seems like you don't really know much about Ubisoft games.
I know a lot about Ubisoft. It's just they don't have a lot of shit that interests me. Okay. There's a difference for that.
Okay, but I mean, you would know that some of their games are lazy. Like they repeat game design, and they're pretty lazy.
I know that.
Even literally like alluded to that. Like, hey, we have the fan base rejected these ideas, and we're not doing a good enough job. So I mean, like,
I know that.
Let's not talk about them being lazy developers here, okay? I'm just saying.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is let's call a spade a spade. If one is lazy, the other one's lazy. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay, well,
I want to say
it's only based on graphics for you. So that's the thing. That's why I said it's all based on graphics.
I want to say their studios are lazy. The publisher themselves are the problem. Like I linked the story here. Like they don't even their own developers don't even like them. So they're intentionally delaying games. They just
I know because like Ubisoft Montreal used to be that studio, bro, and they really not that studio.
Child of Light was such a great game.
You know
I
what I mean?
think
So
I think Ubisoft, the publisher, has killed a lot of the progress that
I mean,
that
the
studios
team
could have had.
the team that did Red Steel 2, I don't know how they didn't get a sequel out of that. That was a good
Yeah,
ass
that was a
game.
damn good game.
So
Yeah, that's how I feel
Sales.
about Child Light too. It should have had a sequel as well.
Sales.
Child of Light is awesome.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we didn't get a sequel. The team that did Red Steel 2, they made For Honor.
Oh,
That's
Ugh.
definitely.
Yeah, use that Wii money to make all those HD games that don't sell.
Well, I mean, For Honor has a cool concept. It has a cool concept, but
Yeah.
it's cool combat, but that was really it.
But this is just another pitch in the cycle again. They're just like, well, I don't get it. Like how do you go from let's see if this idea works on Nintendo hardware. It makes a shitload of money, and then you're like, let's use this money not on Nintendo hardware. I don't get it. Like I don't get it.
They complained about the sales of Red Steel 2. Not 1. 1 did well, but 1 wasn't a very good game. 2 was a better game. They complained about. They said that the sales weren't that great with that game because you needed Wii Motion Plus. That was another thing.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a thing.
but Red Steel 1 topped $1 million pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
And it got a
It was a
sequel.
launch game.
It got a sequel. If Red Steel 2 did better, then we might have seen something. I don't think Ubisoft has any confidence, but I wanted to get confidence in Red Steel, the franchise. I wanted to get Ethan, man. Last but definitely not least, Ethan, man. What are your thoughts on all this Ubisoft stuff going on, dude?
All right, so I feel that Ubisoft, like every step they take forward, they take like 3 steps back. So like they'll release like a good product, then after that, it's like 3 trash moments. So like, I can't speak, but like.
No, you're right. No, you're
Take your
right.
time.
You're right. You said that they released like a product, and then like 3 trash games after, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Oh well, this sucks. This sucks. This
Yeah.
sucks. Oh, you're right.
3, but then but like now I'm feeling like all right, they're trying to step it up because like clearly those trash products did not sell, which they thought it would because all of microtransactions are lazy. But I think they have a good chance next year with God and Monsters, I guess, because that's looking microtransaction 3. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's my
never know.
thought.
Well, Ubisoft is Ubisoft. So let's get some of these donations before we check out the next topic here. Shout outs to Matt Campos. He donated $2 and he says you didn't enjoy Assassin's Creed Odyssey. No, we all said that we enjoyed Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh wait, hold up. No, Matthew. Never. Sorry. He says no. That was from earlier today. He says shout outs to Jordan Fringe. You are the only YouTuber I watch open Pokemon. I watch open Pokemon cards. Keep up the good work. So that was.
There's 2 Jordan Fringes.
Thank you, Matthew.
The real Jordan Fringe that
Come on,
actually
Ethan.
opens Pokemon cards. Jake Miller donated $2 and says, Avedon Smith, I loved your Sonic streams. So shout
Thank you,
out.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Juice Man Vaughn donated $2 and says, why was Solid Revs shilling for Breakpoint? I didn't watch Solid Revs, what he had to say.
That's just solid. I can answer that. That's just Rev. Anything that has a pew pew gun in it, he's gonna stand for. So
Say it again. Was it pew pew or was it pew
Yeah,
pew?
from what I see, he seems like a good guy with the good.
no, he's cool as
yeah,
hell,
he seems
but
like a good
he's
guy.
just
Yeah.
he's
But
just
you're a
into
grown
shooters.
ass man though. You ain't gotta validate your masculinity with fantasy.
He is the typical dude bro shooter gamer. That's what he is.
Which is fine. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong.
Just
with
go
it.
shoot a gun for real.
Shooter gamers are the same people who buy NBA too. So
I've watched some of his videos, and yeah, like I said, he seems like a level-headed guy that just likes the major games that come out, which is cool. I don't got a problem with that. Looks like he works out a bit too. He has big arms, so that's cool too.
what are you staring at him? You think he's swole or something?
One time he was
Here we go.
one time he was flexing on one of his videos that I was
You
watching.
staring? You staring at his
Oh,
muscles as he's flexing? What are you
was-
doing, bro?
What,
And the more
Hey,
you do
hey,
that,
OJ, you must ain't had your
you feeling
OJ. You didn't have your
Wait for
vitamin D this month.
I was waiting for it.
That's exactly what I was waiting for.
You guys are
exposed.
you guys are really like self-conscious, aren't you guys? You guys have been self-conscious
I
about
was
yourselves.
really-
That's
I was
waiting for it.
We were just trying to mess
Oh,
up.
man, 'cause I'm just saying, man.
As soon as VC said it, I knew Bear was gonna come out with it. I was like,
mean,
That was
three.
the whole point of it.
I-
huh?
True.
I think it's cool that you know what I'm saying. He stays in shape. That's good. All right, so let's move on to the next topic here. And we've got what is it? Fallout 76. This is Jordan Fringe's favorite game, so I'm actually gonna let him go first on this one. Let's let Jordan kind of talk about this.
This is wild, bro.
And I'm not gonna say much. I talked about it earlier, but yeah, Fallout 76 it has a subscription service, $100 a month or $12.99
a year. No, 100 a year.
$100 a year, $12.99 a month, $100 a year. So if you get the yearly subscription, you save money on that. But it's kind of long.
Whoa.
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought this was a joke when I first read it.
No,
there's literally an annual subscription for one game.
Yeah.
Yep, just for one.
Yeah,
and one of the worst games.
And it's not an MMO.
It is an MMO.
It is.
Well, you have private lobbies now, so it's not MMO anymore.
Well, you can access.
You could still have private lobbies in MMO. Like MMO just stands for mass multiplayer online. So
yeah,
but
you can still have about 7 or 8 people in one lobby. Mm-hmm. But there's a problem.
Is it massive or is it like PSO? That sounds like PSO.
It's more PSO-ish. It's more PSO 1 because PSO 2 is more massive than that.
Yeah,
but
much massive.
Yeah, it's more kind of like PSO.
I didn't see Dreamcast guy's video, but apparently he snapped his copy of the game.
I gotta watch that video. I missed it.
Wild out.
That sounds good, dude.
Here's what I'll say about it. I'll say that Ubisoft jumped ahead of the curve on a direction that I personally can see gaming going into in the distant future. I'm not saying I agree with it, but where they're going, I've actually see more companies with their games doing this.
You mean Bethesda?
They jumped ahead of the curve. I feel like I'm just calling it out right now. Prediction. I may be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I see this is a direction that companies may end up going, but a more polished and not such a faulty direction. Because right now, just like the starter set Fallout 76. These private servers and everything have a lot of quirks that aren't worked out yet. So because of that, it's getting a whole bunch of bad rep behind it. But if you really look at the list of the things and the value they're offering, and when you really think about it, there is some benefit to it depending on who wants to pay. Because
what value
that's the worst thing I've ever heard anyone say about anything.
What value are they offering?
Wait a sec.
There's no wait a sec here.
There is a wait a second.
There isn't a wait a second.
Are you looking at this as a
consumer? The features? No.
Hold on.
Are you looking at this as a? Are you looking at this only? Go ahead.
First off, let's look at this. The features that are part of the subscription service were from the feedback they took from the fans. They said, "Hey, what would improve this game?" And they said, "Well, it'd be cool if you fixed this and did that and did some of this stuff." And they said, "That's dope. Now pay us for it." That's not improvement. That's not a good deal. That's literally bending over.
You misunderstood what I said. I said number one.
That is not good.
I misunderstood.
What is the benefit there?
Yo, Jordan, calm down. You little heated. Let's bring it down.
I am heated. That was the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well, first of all,
stupid shit from Baron all the time.
Yo, first of all, calm down. All right.
Hey man, you can't call my facts stupid, man. They come true.
First of all,
no, your facts are not printed well.
Well, they come true, so I don't know what else to call them then.
Nah, you're low on cyan. Resend the facts.
Down. Second of all, I said I first off kicked off by saying I don't agree.
What is the value?
The value. Okay. The value in it is if you do have a subscription service of something that you can cut off if you don't want to keep playing it. That's the one thing I said. Now, do you agree with the value there? That's a totally different case, but that's still value, and you can't argue that. That is still value to different people.
I can't argue that. There is no value there.
That's perceptive. Okay. That's subjective.
Avedon.
That is very subjective.
Avedon. Hold on, Avedon. What the hell are you talking about? Me and Jordan never agree.
You guys,
shit. No. But what are you talking about right now?
First of all, because I'm actually being objective and not only looking at this as a consumer by itself. I'm looking at both sides here.
But this stuff doesn't work though, right? You know it launched it, and it doesn't work, right?
Like, you can't even buy it, and when you do, the whole cash thing doesn't even work. It takes away and eats it. It's supposed to hold it forever.
I addressed that, and I said
this is all problems that you're paying for. You're saying there is value for a broken
not
game that
only
sucks
Fallout.
to pay $100 a year.
You're
for it?
misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding. I'm not just saying Fallout 76. The idea in itself can be valuable in the future.
In a game that works
Depending-
better and has value, sure, but
You're-
this game literally is not
Okay,
having the value.
now you get where I'm getting at. You get where I'm getting
Well,
at. I'm talking about
we're
the
not
idea.
talking about another game. We're talking about
But I
Fallout's
said
problems.
I can see value in the idea. That's what I said.
So you can see value in a subscription service for a failing game.
Oh my gosh.
So you
Jordan, calm down. Calm down, Jordan.
I'm calm. I'm chilling. I'm not angry.
Okay,
I'm
you
just
see
trying
that?
to-
Okay, hold up. Time out. You see value in the future of kind of what they're trying to offering more for.
Exactly.
Okay, and that's where I'm gonna have to 100% disagree with you. I don't agree.
I don't see value in
I
that.
have to
That's
100%.
fine.
value if
I-
they're not
fine.
charging you.
I do not see value, and I hella do not want that to be.
I don't agree with I don't agree with it, but I could be objective to say I could understand why a business would go in that direction.
Can I say
That is
something?
not the type of business that I want to see
Bethesda
them go
has been
through.
He's
losing
just
their
playing
mind
devil's
for the past
advocate.
2 years.
I gotta say something real quick. I understand that they already microtransactioning people to death,
Which I don't agree with.
which
Yeah.
they already on the business side they already doing well on that. So to change this to this $100 a year subscription bullshit, no, buddy, that.
Yeah.
So-
Y'all look at
It's
with Fallout first. With Fallout first is so faulty right now. It's really terrible right now. Let's clear the air with Fallout first right now.
I don't want
But
this
if
for
a
good
more-
games. I don't want Assassin's Creed Odyssey to have Assassin's Creed Odyssey first.
Okay,
and then, like
but-
we're gonna offer a bunch. Like I
but-
don't want that. You want that for
but-
PSO? You want that for
No.
PSO?
That's a slippery slope.
But
You-
here's the thing.
Get
do you,
real dumb
okay,
real
no,
quick.
Abaddon,
But
do
here-
you want that for PSO? If they made PSO,
I
3,
personally listen.
you think
I
it's a good
said
idea for a
I-
good game, even if the game's good and it works and everything's fine. You want $100 on top for premium stuff? Is that what you want? Even if it's good, let's not talk about Fallout 76 being trash. Let's talk about this game is dope. It's gonna give us even more dope stuff, but give us $100. Is that what you want?
I got
Well,
a
here's the
question
thing.
for you. What if they would have did this whole?
How? Let me
Pokemon
answer one
Sword
question first.
What if they did this whole model on Pokemon
Let
Sword
me
and
answer
Shield?
one
Would you still be
question
for it?
first.
He had to work it in.
You gotta
there.
work it. Shut up, Baron.
God
All
damn
right,
it,
Abaddon, answer the
That's a
question.
game he likes, though. That's a game he likes.
Just be Baron. Just stop.
Shut up, Barry.
Shut up, Baron.
No, okay.
Abaddon, answer the
Now-
question,
now,
or
first of
answer,
all-
or respond, or whatever.
First of all, with a PSO being objective, no, I would not appreciate that with PSO. But PSO already actually does things to that nature where you do have to pay for certain features to use in the game, which I haven't agreed with. But at the same time, I do see where the company where it is a free download game. And if you want those other features, then hey, for us to still stay live and for us to keep these servers going, then you know what? Here are some other ways for us to keep it going, and this is for a more premium service. Those premium services include really decking out your room in PSO2. Those features also include getting different items and different access to different bank spaces, and just more value in the game by itself. So in any sense, where I say if you want to use PSO2 as an example, I would say offer a free version where you can actually play the game free. You do have limited features towards it, but also add a paid subscription service so both sides are met. And also,
that's the problem.
And also, huh?
And that's the problem. This ain't a free game. This is a game.
That's a paid game.
paid
This is
money
a
for.
Okay. And I said offering a subscription service. That's why I said hash it out and build it more. Fallout. You're staying on Fallout 76. Me and OJ passed that.
Well,
You're staying on
even if it's a new game, but we're talking
What
about
else
Fallout
we supposed
76.
to be talking
Yeah,
about?
we're talking about Fallout 76.
Hey OJ.
Yeah.
Hey OJ. Do you like breathing?
You reach it.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
were going to be a Mr.
If you want to
Fantastic?
continue, do you also like wearing glasses so you can see better when you're doing stuff?
I
right?
don't like
Yo,
wearing
Jordan,
glasses.
I did not know
but-
you was Mr. Fantastic,
Okay,
Jordan. Jordan, my bad. I didn't know you
Listen
was
to
Mr.
this,
Fantastic.
OJ.
I did not know. Yo, everyone, Jordan is Mr. Fantastic right now.
$9.99.
Jordan is Mr. Fantastic right now.
$9.99 a
Stretch
month.
Armstrong,
I am going
man.
to let you breathe a lot more of this oxygen, and I will get you LASIK
Stretch
surgery, and you
Armstrong,
can
Jordan.
see better. It's
Jordan,
gonna
That
be
is
great.
Jordan, do I
Stretch
get a
Armstrong,
do I get a
Jordan.
private server with all of you guys like for that night?
Yes,
Like,
bro,
don't-
it It will probably
Stretch
crash.
Armstrong
It will
Jordan.
probably
Oh,
crash,
man.
but you can have it.
Do I get
Sure.
if I get a private server, it might be worth it to breathe the same air as you, Jordan. I mean, you're just such an amazing Pokemon. It might be worth it. Dude.
Oh man.
The same
crazy,
CO2
man.
carbon dioxide that we
Man,
exhale.
do you like paying taxes?
No, I actually hate paying taxes.
So something that you don't like that you're paying for is taxes, and then the government's going to be like, hey, every year, give us more money.
Especially
And
California.
then
Especially
you kind
California.
of have to do it, or you can do quarterly taxes. But at the end of the day, they always just want more money. And what do you get out of it? Nothing but a slap in your face and a big giant finger from the company. In that case, the government. But this way, this is Bethesda just digging deeper into a hole that they have been building for the last 2
We
years.
agree
Don't
that
understand it.
Wait, let
We
him finish. Let him
agree.
finish. Let him finish.
because it's like I think he thinks I'm agreeing with Bethesda.
No,
I'm like,
he's
I'm
providing
not.
some entertainment. Just let him finish.
Some devil's advocate type stuff.
And honestly, you jumped in and talking first, and OJ clearly said, "I'm gonna start off with Jordan." So
I did.
I took
say
his
that.
spot. Is that what you mad about? I took his
Yeah, you
spot.
took my
Here you
spot.
go. Here you go.
No,
Take the spot back.
no. If you want this back, it's gonna be $9.99, and you're gonna get all the benefits, which is gonna be me going off on you. Heck, I might even agree with Baron for once. This is crazy. What's going on here?
man.
Listen, I haven't been on for like
Crazy
3 or
shit.
4 weeks officially, so I'm back and I'm ready to say some stuff. I will not be silenced, especially when it's your time to say something idiotic and not my turn to say something idiotic. Okay?
All right, well, Jordan, what do you
Y'all
think,
crazy as
Jordan,
hell.
about? I know you said about like what are your thoughts realistically? Like what's going on here, man?
This is about the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I almost made a video on it today, but I was like, listen, 50 other people made videos on it. I don't need to.
I
throw
still
it
think you should have made a video.
Yeah,
But
But
okay.
here's the
51.
thing. As a Fallout fan, as an old Bethesda fan, I can't say that anymore, or at least be proud of it, because there's a point in time the last couple of years where they decided, hey, you know what? What if we just sucked as a company? You know, what if we just came out publicly
Oh, man.
that we're all scumbags? We extra monetize our games. In fact, we don't even try to make new engines for them, and they crash, and we make you pay for the betas and all this stuff. That's all that's going down. The only thing that's going good for them is a game they're not even really making, and that's the Doom game. And what happened with that? Oh, delayed. That's crazy because this is going great for this company. But you ask Mr. Todd, he's like, hey, it's fine. Nothing's going on. We're doing good because they're self-funded. They're making money. They're fine. They don't need to worry about anything. They can do what they want. And there's going to be the sheeps and the whales out there who are just going to continue buying everything they put out. But there's a time now where at least some people are realizing, you know what? I am tired of getting effed over every day. My butt's a little sore. You know what? I'm done with this company. All right? So Bethesda, until you start shaping the hell up and start caring about your customers again and stop being so greedily monetizing everything that you're doing. Wow, we're not making any more money in this game and we have to push back our big Wastelander DLC for Fallout 76. So what should we do? I got it. What if we charged them $100 a year for nothing for their ideas that they've had in the community that we should have offered for free at the effing start of it? No, we can't do that, can we? I don't know. Let's see what happens. And you put it out there, and the irony of it is that it's the one glitch that's finally good, because sometimes when you try to purchase the subscription service, it doesn't allow you to and it crashes. Or when you get the items in the game, the cache and all this stuff, they don't work. So that's fantastic, Bethesda. You clearly know how to continue to make a game on an engine that should have died out 10 years ago. Cannot wait to play Elder Scrolls 5 again on my PS5, on my Xbox 2, and on the next Switch. So thank you, Bethesda. But as a company, please have this and have another one. I'll give it to you for $12.99 a month.
Any other benefits?
Yeah,
you
you
know
can
what?
sit on them too.
Hey, bro, I'll be completely honest. When that crusty Elder Scrolls 5 engine comes out, I'm gonna be there day one. Like, feed me some broken. You guys all know, y'all will all be there. It'll be broken.
I'm an
It's not
Elder
like this
Scrolls
game is
guy,
great,
so.
like Skyrim.
Got me rolling fucking cheese wheels and shit.
You'll all be,
Word.
you'll be walking sideways on top of. Oh, it's just one little glitch. Like, the game's still good. We'll all be there.
That combat is trash in that game.
Yeah,
It's
y'all
so-
know y'all did with that Skyrim. I've been saying that, dude. Skyrim crashed on me like it crashed on me. I thought it was DOS, bro. That game crashed on me so.
My first version, OJ. My first version was the PS3, so I know about crashing.
You just sit
it
there
was
and
really,
smile,
really
but,
bad.
But you took it. You just like, yeah, it's okay. The game's
It
great.
hurt so much.
The best thing they decided to add to Fallout 76 that doesn't have good combat, at least hand-to-hand combat or anything like that. What's going to save it? Oh, I don't know if we just make it a battle royale. But the funny thing is, you can't really have a battle royale when no one's playing, can you?
Exactly.
Ooh, good choice there, guys. You're really doing smart decisions over at Bethesda. I really want to see what their board meeting's like. Is it just Todd on a whiteboard saying money, and everyone's like, "Oh yes, yes, fantastic, money."
Pete Hines is there probably saying.
Oh yeah, he's on the other side going money, money, money. That's it. That's the boardroom meetings. Every time they release a new game or a patch or update, whatever. I have no faith in this company anymore. You can throw them in line with even actually at this point, almost even worse than an Activision or an EA at this point. They're up there. They're up there.
And
Watch your mouth.
Take-Two's one of them too.
Watch your mouth,
No,
young man.
Doom's their only saving grace, and now I'm worried they're gonna mess that up.
Yep. Outer Worlds
they're
came out, and
definitely
everyone's
going to.
really
Well,
digging
Wolfenstein's-
Outer Worlds. And
Good for
Borderlands.
Outer Worlds
Yeah.
right now. Outer Worlds is coming out, getting all this praise. It just dropped right now for free if you have Xbox Game Pass, by the way, which I totally didn't remember until last night. It's like, oh, I don't even have to go and buy it. So if I don't like it, I can stop playing it, and I don't get screwed over like Fallout fans did when they bought 76 last year and go, what the hell did I give my money to? So
Yep.
that's awesome. Good job. Good job. Because you know what? Obsidian deserves this. Obsidian deserves a win. And this whole time that Bethesda's like, we're going to take the spotlight from them. We're going to do a subscription service and make our game better. You just look like clowns. So you put that clown emoji on your company's window now. It's like that's when you see your business.
They look a bit clownish, but Baron, man, what are your thoughts on this, man? I know you kind of talked a little bit, but we'll get to your thoughts, then we'll get to everybody else's.
Man, bruh. I mean, sometimes, when people break up, you can see who has the real talent. And Obsidian really is showing that they was the driving force of that franchise. So, man, I can't believe they're actually doing this. It's kind of crazy. When I first seen it, I thought it was a joke, just like Shadow Fox. I was like, oh, this must be some like parody somebody's making or something. And I've seen it was real. I was like, are they crazy? Who charges $100 a year for a game that's already damn broken? Like, what is going? I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm gonna pray for Doom because I really want to play Doom and I'm excited for Doom. But man, this is the craziest ish I've ever seen, man. And first it was microtransactions, then people trying to launch their own, online services, and now we're doing these type of subscription services for a single game. It's like, when is this bull crap going to stop? Like, it's getting out of hand now. It's like, man, I don't want to see this copied by anybody. I don't think any game should have a service like this or a subscription base like this. It's just stupid. There's no benefit to it whatsoever. And then usually I look at it at both sides, like I always do, the business side, but I'm like, you already microtransaction everybody with content and skins and all that other shit. It's like, there's no need to do this. This is just too much at this point. You know what I mean? You already had a slice of the cake. Now you're trying to take the whole damn cake and lick the pan. I'm like, no, bro, get the hell out of here.
They're trying to buy
too
out
much
the whole
already.
bakery.
Like,
Yeah.
So I got the.
oh,
I
y'all
got the devil.
disgusted with it.
Yeah.
I
I
got
like
the
how we can go back to stuff last year, and it says Fallout 76 will not have a season pass or paid DLC. Everything is free is a direct quote.
They did
Is
say,
it?
was that was like E3,
They
right?
did say that.
That's
Yeah.
a direct
Yeah.
quote.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is everything free at this point? Are all these features free now, or do I have to pay for them? Are there
pay up.
microtransactions in this game?
Well, they meant last year, Jordan. They didn't mean this year, did they?
Oh, my bad. They only meant when it launched.
Everything was free
I thought
last
when
year.
you say something, it actually means something. I guess
No.
this company
No.
doesn't do that.
Jordan,
That's
no.
unfortunate. Hey,
What
you
are-
know what?
Jordan.
See,
You
that's what I wanna talk
this
about, Jordan.
podcast is completely free. Hey, OJ, next week can we make this a Patreon exclusive?
Hey, I could be there for that.
No, I can't.
I got you. We'll talk about it afterwards. Just keep saying no and lying.
Okay, no problem. Well, before we get to the other side of the room, let me get Ethan's thoughts. Ethan, what are your thoughts on Fallout 76? I mean, your mom's gonna like you. Is she gonna allow you to get this service for yourself? You're gonna be able
Yeah,
to get
I actually got the $100 version already, pre-ordered.
Did you-
The canvas bags better be included with it.
Dude, pre-ordered. It's already out. Why did you pre-order something? Are you sure it was Fallout 76 or did you get scammed?
I think he gets scammed.
Probably got
You
scammed.
got scammed.
I'll put up forward another $100.
Hey man, you got to do it. So what are you a Fallout fan, Ethan?
Yeah, I liked 3. 4 was okay, but that was really it.
You were like 2 when 3 came. When did you play 3?
Like last year.
Okay, last year, got you. 3 came out a while ago. That came out what was
Said
it
like last year.
2000?
Yeah, it came out. I think it came out when I was still in college. Yeah,
Yeah,
Good
2008.
Lord, that's
yeah,
a
it
long
was-
time ago.
That was more than a decade ago.
long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Time went that long
So I'm
ago.
guessing you think this sucks, Ethan.
I actually enjoy it. So, but
All right.
Well, there you go.
let's get VC's thoughts.
All right. Well, VC, what are your thoughts, man? Ethan
right,
enjoys
well-
this. He enjoys the Fallout 76. He's looking
Before
forward
I
to it.
go into my thoughts
love that
on
battle.
Fallout first, let me just mention that at the Video Game Awards 2017, Bethesda had an entire video for Save Player One. You all remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
so focused on no microtransactions, focused on single player experiences, and that E3 2018 is when they mentioned Fallout 76 and how things would be free. And ever since then, and all of their games have steadily declined in quality. Wolfenstein Youngblood, that was horrible. Rage 2, meh at best. And it's just literally constantly going downhill. And Fallout 76, we know how trash that really is.
I
Let's
totally
be real.
forgot about
Anyone
Rage
who
2.
paid
I totally forgot about
exactly.
Rage 2. I totally
Almost
forgot about that
everyone
game.
forgot about it, literally. And the worst part is people who've bought the game, Fallout 76, full price, literally 2 weeks later, it was practically free on Black Friday. They were giving them away. Like, they had to get out of their stock. They had to get rid of it. And now people are going to be paying $100 for a yearly membership to get small amounts of benefits. Like 1650 atoms is chump change in the Fallout 76 game. It's nothing. They should have gave at
good
least
point.
5,000, but like
Good point, man.
it's not right how they went from
is it
first
like-
player to multiplayer microtransaction BS. It's not right. They literally, like you said, Jordan, went from a pretty notable developer that everyone in 2017 was like, wow, great that we have Skyrim and Doom on the Switch and all these other great games. Like Wolfenstein 2 was a pretty good game. But nope, they just
Great
went
game.
downhill.
Yeah, man. That whole Adams thing, you're right about that. Like, cause like that's every month they like
Every month, and
yeah.
it's barely
Yeah.
anything. You
It's
can
not
barely
even a
do
bi-weekly paycheck, bro. Like,
It's
Nope.
not even
Wait,
half
why
a
would
paycheck
they
for
give
it.
you any benefits? Why would they?
it ain't even bi-week. It ain't even by you. I mean, you get paid. Oh man, bro. They could have at least went twice a month on that one, like 1650, like
Yeah.
twice a month. Like it could have at least been bi-weekly. Like, all
They
right,
definitely
here's
could've,
your
so.
bi-weekly credits. It's once a month. That's 16, bro.
Yeah,
Your
it's not-
benefit is hopping on an empty ass server.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
it's
and
empty,
Fallout
so it's
first,
your benefit.
overall, to me, if you are one of those people who bought this game full price and you are going to buy the $100 membership, you have to get your brain examined. I'm sorry. Go to your nearest psychiatrist. Get
Dang.
your brain checked, please. You could be a
You
danger
violated.
to society, man. You gotta be careful with people like you.
You just straight violated, dude.
Man, he said opinion equals law. Keep it moving.
Fallout.
Facts. Facts, Shadow.
Shadow, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on this, man?
So my issue was the whole, I guess, comparison with PSO type situation, and it's gonna be a slippery slope if other people follow this shit. And
It is.
I'm,
It could
I'm
be.
hoping that this doesn't become successful, because all it's gonna do is gonna be the same slippery slope when the original Xbox was launched in 2001 with a hard drive and an Ethernet. You knew games eventually were gonna get versions with which patches. So now we're already getting games on a disc that are not complete. So now we're going to get games that we buy that are totally incomplete, and we pay for the incomplete game. We pay to test the game for them because they don't want to pay beta test. And then whatever fixes that we want, we got to pay for those too. That's not. That's called paying for the entire development of a game. And what the fuck is
That's
your
paying.
budget then?
Yeah, that's paying for more. Yeah.
So like you have an entire development process for your game, and you want the gamer to pay for all of that, like as you're building it. No, that's the whole No Man's Sky situation. Like, why the fuck would I want to finance your shit? Like, that's what the publisher's for. Like, go to your publisher and say, hey, pay for our game until it's complete. I'm not here for that. I'll buy it after it's done. So call me old school if you want to, but I mean, I can take a Wii U game right now and that motherfucker around without installing shit. So why am I dealing with, your shit? I gotta wait. I gotta buy it, wait to install it for God knows how long, depending on what platform I decide to play it on. Then download whatever updates or whatever and wait on how long that takes. Then go and play the game. Oh, I gotta sign into your server and create an account and do all this other craziness. And now you want me to pay even more to pick? Come on, man. It's not
I think if Bethesda were
Is it
smart,
a game console anymore, or should I could just play games on my PC from now on if I want to play third party games? Because this is crazy.
yeah,
I'm used to it on
really
PC.
is.
I'm not on a fucking console. That's stupid.
This is why it's going to be called Fallout Last, because this will happen again. This is the
Definitely
first
ain't
and the
first.
last for them.
I'm just hoping it doesn't catch on because I get it. I get what they were thinking in premise. It was just like, well, look at Destiny, look at all these other games, and they keep
Destiny went the opposite.
charging for DLC after DLC after DLC after DLC. What if we just give you a subscription and then whatever we push out, you just get that for free? But no, it doesn't work that way, because now we've already put a commitment forward. At least with Destiny, their feet were held to the fire to bring some quality. If not, nobody was going to buy that DLC.
The funny thing is, no one is going to part of their thing is, like, oh, you get this stuff first and access to that and all that stuff. What's going to happen when the new consoles come out? They're going to re-put the game on there? Are people like, what is their player base? Like, who is going to be the first to play this? Who are they going to pump it out to? Who's buying this to get free stuff? Like, I feel they're going to abandon this game. Like, this feels like a game that's easy for them to go, what Fallout 76? Never heard of her. We're moving on this Skyrim. It's Elder Scrolls 6. There you go. That's the type of company they're going to be about this. I can guarantee.
I think there's a list of 8th generation games that already had their servers killed. I just have to pull it up, but it's sad. Like, there's no reason for.
Definitely send that into Discord at least.
Yeah, we got broken games out here already. The damn generation ain't over with. It's crazy. But I mean, you got servers that are offline, but I'm supposed to commit again for, just blindly. Like, I don't, and we already don't trust Bethesda studio, not as a studio, but as a publisher anyway. Like, nah,
I just don't trust anything they say now. I'm really curious to see what their E3 is going to be like next year.
Yeah, one thing I want to mention,
They're gonna kill it.
Skyrim. Well, I mean, not Skyrim, but Elder Scrolls 5.
Yeah, well,
Elder Scrolls
That's
6.
not gonna be there.
When Elder Scrolls comes out, everybody will. I wouldn't say you guys are going to change your tune, but a lot of people are going to be pretty happy with
No,
it.
here's the thing.
know.
Elder Scrolls, I'm still interested this much because I've liked the other Elder Scrolls stuff, right?
Skyrim's
I
dope,
hope
dude.
I hope for their company's sake they don't mess it up. All right, I had all my excitement for Starfield or whatever space game they were making, right? All my excitement for that over the last 2 years since they're like, guys, here's the name of it. We're working on it. It's going to be incredible. Wow, that sounds great. 2 years later, I am so scared for whatever game this is going to be. I'm not going to let my hopes get up anymore because they've all just been disappointed. The only reason I can say I'm excited for Elder Scrolls is because at least that series has been through and through pretty dang good and has a good track record. So I'll be like, okay, I'll give it a chance. But if they come out with Elder Scrolls 76 and I'm like, well, see you later. I'm done. That's it. There's nothing to save this company for me anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
I
all
think
the other games they're
Bethesda
publishing, it's not even on that. Like, it's just like, yeah, we'll get the occasional Doom game, but what's going to happen with that? I'm scared they're going to ruin Doom. They've dabbled in ruining the Wolfenstein series with Youngblood, so I'm very scared for what's going to happen for a Wolfenstein 3 or whatever they have plans for that. That truly scares me.
In that case, that brings me to that conclusion then, and that's going to be color me skeptical until there's a playable demo. I mean, don't talk to me until then. Like, I don't even show me shit. I don't want to know nothing
They're
from
gonna
you.
give you a demo for free.
I don't even want to.
You're gonna have to
I don't want
pre-order
to
the
see your
game to get the
presentation.
beta or the
I don't
demo.
want to see PowerPoint charts talking about features. I don't want to see none of that shit. Show me the execution, and then I'll go from there. That's pretty much going to be my attitude for third-party game forward.
This is the company that gave a 10-minute preview on like Elder Scrolls Blades. Like, this is gonna get ridiculous next year. If they don't have anything, like, this is the make or break year for them. Everyone is literally on the edge of jumping ship from this company, and this will be the time after Doom comes out. So if they have nothing, they have nothing. That's it. That's donezo for them. Oh wait, they can save it. Just put Skyrim on the PS5 at launch. That's fine.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they
they'll
are
do
placing
that.
out
They'll
everything,
probably
yeah.
they'll bring Carmack on stage. Say, hey, we are taking advantage of something. The next generation hardware. You ask them what that is, they're like, well, the texture resolution is higher.
Yeah, and going back to like your Destiny example, at least the people who are making Destiny actually cared about their game we're making, and when they finally got to leave Activision, they started making the best changes they could for the game, changes that people wanted to see, changes that people didn't even think they'd ever get for it, and that is awesome to see that they're still going out and doing amazing things, and they're probably going to take that series to the best heights it's ever seen without having Daddy Activision telling them what to do and what to monetize and how to do it. So what's stopping Bethesda to get better when they're privately funded? No one's telling them what to do. There's no overlord. There's no separation factor. They could literally make a game that's just Todd with his pants pulled down, showing off his ass, flipping you off, charging you $60 for it, and you can't do anything about it. He could do that if they want to.
Yeah, the inverse is also true though. If they have too many investors and be too public, then they're just worried about the next quarter. And then they'll just sell you every single piece of the game separately.
It's a double-edged sword. It's crap either way, but it's also how the company chooses to handle it, because Bethesda's been like this forever, like privately owned. Why is it just the last 2 years are they getting these little whispers and rumblings their way to go, you know what if we did this, and what if we monetized that? They've been fine before that. They've had glitches and problems their whole career. We understand glitches, they happen, but there's a point now where it's not glitches anymore. It's legit crap. They're just serving you crap on a platter and charging you $12.99 a month now. So that's sad. I'd rather have a privately invested company like Bethesda doing good stuff, because then you don't have the worry of having to be like, okay, we need to do this and microtransactions and meet our investors. But now we're seeing what can be done in the opposite way. It's a good lesson of companies what not to do, but it sucks that it's from some of the great games. What am I hearing?
What is that? Barry, yeah. What you doing?
My bad. I'm sorry. My bad. I thought I was muted, but I wasn't. My bad.
No, it's all good. I thought it was me for a second. I was like, oh snap! Like,
if you're watching the game, I need an update on that score.
Dude,
I'm watching the game and discussing.
That game is irrelevant at this point, bro. It's irrelevant.
I just want one thing to say about Fallout first. I feel like if Bethesda was smart enough to think of an actual service for all of their games, not just a service for a game that's practically dead, that would have been a much smarter thing and would have got more people interested in Bethesda again, in my opinion. It would have definitely put them in a better light than where they're going right now. So a lot of people are looking down on them pretty bad.
So everyone, I just want to say this in the
Ubisoft
chat real quick. I just want to say this real quick. People are saying in the chat ZeniMax, and yes, ZeniMax owns Bethesda, but ZeniMax is privately owned. Okay? ZeniMax isn't funded. They're not. You can't go and invest in them. They're privately
not
owned,
in stocks.
not on the market. So when I say privately owned, they are owned, but no one's telling them what to do. ZeniMax is just the money bags there. All right, that's it. There's no one else above it or anything else. It's privately owned. It's not on the market for this stuff. So,
and there's no investors putting any money into it either. It's like Jordan said, it's private.
Yeah.
Answer to no one. No quarterly reports unless they want to do.
Matthew Hammond donated $2 before we move on to the next topic here. Says, are Nintendo and CD Projekt Red and maybe THQ Nordic the last great developers that give us entire games on cartridge/disc?
I mean, not with THQ Nordic's Collector's Edition cost.
Really?
Other than that, they're
I mean,
they're switching it up.
THQ Nordic, they've done a good job since they kind of got resurrected, right? Since they
did a very good job in my opinion lately.
They're doing an okay job. CD Projekt Red, I mean, I think that it's interesting because CD Projekt Red, they give us full games, but there's other developers that give us full games. I mean, they're not the only ones. There are other developers who also have given us full games. I mean, you can talk about Activision, but I mean, heck, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is pretty cool, right? Like,
Yeah. See, I love Capcom, but there's some games that they don't have the full game on it, and it's unfortunate. On Switch even.
Capcom is one of the biggest offenders.
Capcom's a big offender, and not only just on Switch, but even Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2 Remake, it's a great game, but there's a lot of optional DLC nonsense for 2 barely 10-hour campaigns. You know what I'm saying? We are going through almost there's a lot of nonsense with that game. I mean, it's still great and it's still really good. There's also a lot of nonsense with Resident Evil 7. That game, it had DLC a week later after it launched. You know what I'm saying? And then they waited, and then it had the complete edition where you're playing as a really crappy Chris Redfield. Going they do. Capcom is very suspect. I mean, there's sometimes where it's amazing. It's like, yo, look at Dragon's Dogma. Yo, that was cool, right? The whole game on the cartridge, everything's there, everything's good. Good price too, $30 for it. But then there's other things. So Capcom is kind of meh. I think there's a lot of smaller developers that do a good job. I know like NIS does some good work, but I mean if you're talking about like major developers, yeah, there's not like nobody gets it all right. Not even Nintendo. Not everybody gets it 100% right with everything that they do. So this is
Capcom's worst. Street Fighter V is just the biggest offense.
Yeah.
I think I came close to doing a second video on that game.
Is that a PS4 exclusive too?
Yep.
Well,
Yes,
PS4
it's so offensive.
PS4 and PC. It's on PC. Yeah.
I've never wanted to punch a wall so hard. Just the way it's like that game came out and it's like you don't have common sense. Please let us sell you everything. Why?
Well,
I
wonder how much I would really want to know, and I'm gonna try to maybe talk to Liam Robertson or something. Like I need to know how much money Sony paid for that. It had to have been a really good amount because Street Fighter 4 sold extremely well on all platforms. Like on on heck, 3DS it sold like 2 million or something like or more.
3DS it sold 2 million.
Yeah,
so yeah,
like and that was like the version that came out way
and
later.
It's still selling. I think you can still buy it on mobile too.
Yeah, mobile. You can buy it on PS3, 360. They did a port, which was a pretty trash port at first. I think they fixed it though. It's on PS4 and Xbox One or whatever. But I mean, like, the PS3 and the 360 version did really well. People were so excited for that game. I remember when it was coming out, the art style, like the paint and all of that. And Street Fighter V, it's like, let's just make this soulless Unreal Engine 4 Street Fighter game. I don't know, man. Capcom just seems to be like they're definitely not in the league of Nintendo or CD Projekt Red.
Nah.
I don't.
Yeah, but the quality of the games though Capcom makes are very good. That's undeniable though.
The quality's good. They just do a lot of stupid stuff around. Like Monster Hunter is really good, but even Monster Hunter for how much people talked about like how much it sold and everything. Like Monster Hunter has like really from what I understand, I'm not a Monster Hunter fan, but like not a lot of monsters in there. Like that's the expansion. If you want to get more. I mean,
it's not that it's not a lot of monsters. It's like it's not. They made the game easy, like much easier, and it's way more streamlined than the original Monster Hunter games.
Okay,
so you're talking about from trial to world.
Yeah,
no, like from like Generations, even like Generations Ultimate.
Generations Ultimate. Generations Ultimate
there isn't that many
far cry difference than that game.
Yeah.
But and the monsters. But the thing is, though, it's some people complain about even not just the monsters, but even just the hitboxes. They changed everything from the hitboxes. The hitboxes were even better in Generations.
So hitboxes. Damn.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hitboxes and hurt.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy because I see so many people love Monster Hunter. Like I watch like Maximilian Dude, or I'll watch these other people. Oh, Monster Hunter, Iceborne. Like they think it's like the greatest thing ever. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like I mean, it looks great to watch. The graphics are good. I can tell you that. Like
yeah, it does look beautiful, but
yeah, the graphics are really really good in the game. The funny thing about that game is that game uses MT framework. Like that's not like their new RE engine or anything. Like that's the ghetto MT framework. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, it's not ghetto, but that's what they've been using to make like Resident Evil Revelations. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say their iteration is ghetto because they kind of like halfly added on to whatever they already had from the leftovers of the PS3. So
yeah, that MT framework that's all reliable right there. They still use it. I don't know how much they're gonna use it going forward though, with like new Resident Evils or stuff like that. But it is what it is. There. All right. So let's go ahead and we're gonna move on to this last topic here, and this one's a doozy. And that is
Switch Pro.
No.
Switch Pro.
No.
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
listen, before we start, I think it's great that Jordan and Baron on the podcast are literally right on top of each other. I think it's perfect.
On top of each.
Oh,
Lord, VC, man, what's going on? You've been dipping in them stone vitamins, man. What's going on?
Nah, that's not why. You're gonna go raw right now. I'm just gonna sit by the sidelines. I'm gonna go to the microwave, get myself some popcorn. Don't worry.
Did you say Flintstones vitamins? Dipping in those Flintstone vitamins. You dipping in the OJ stash. Now you need to watch out.
OJ stash.
I don't know why y'all turn a children's vitamin into something like that. Y'all all disgusting.
Dora,
I'm calling the FBI on all of you guys, bro. I'm just saying right now. It's a children's vitamin. Y'all nasty. I hate you guys too. I'll also add that in.
Take the Flintstones.
no cosigning here.
Hey man, I'm just saying, man. It's a children's vitamin. Y'all turning it into that. Ethan's mom is about to put some earmuffs on him.
Is it any worse than what you turned Dora the Explorer into?
Listen,
Come
Dora,
on, man.
listen.
Did you actually see that movie, OJ? Or
No,
Yeah.
Did they really?
I
so
haven't seen
they
it.
were serious about making that. That's just
Wait a minute.
Why?
From what I understand, she's 18, so I don't see what.
Well, now maybe.
Come on,
but not
man.
the
It's a
time.
censor like
Oh my
Tokyo
God.
Mirage mentions.
She's not 18 in the movie, man.
Yeah.
She's like,
I didn't know what age she was in the movie. I'm talking about the girl herself. She's 18.
My! But she was Dora the Explorer,
And
and it got you excited.
it did not get me excited.
Come on.
Hey, it shouldn't.
Okay, I guess I kind of was a little bit.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
And we have the playback. It's somewhere on your channel. You better find
No,
it.
oh yeah, that's why I said that. I just admitted because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was like, oh yes. I mean, but I was talking about the girl herself, not the freaking fictional
But you-
character
but
Dora.
You found it
But
after.
she
though.
was 17 at the time before that.
I
when
didn't
that
know.
happened.
I didn't know. I thought she was 18, bro.
All right, OJ Kelly.
I had to speak on that. I had to speak on that.
You're killing me. Fight for my life.
The last video was the best by R. Kelly.
That was great, dude. Fight for my
Wow,
life
OJ.
over here. Damn, can we move on to the next topic?
When we say teenage, how old we talking?
Nah, let's keep talking about it. The views are raising up again.
No, man.
Oh god, that's horrible.
We need to remix.
It's so
we need to
bad.
remix this ignition to a different topic before.
Rated T for teen, all
Oh,
bad.
man, we need to.
Oh man.
We need to move to a different topic. Let's talk about, speaking of delays, I guess. Right? The Last of Us Part 2 delayed to May 29th.
wait, is this official?
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh.
I need to pour some salt
That's
in here.
rumor.
No. It's here's from the director himself, Neil Drunkman. I think it's Drunkman. He spells
Internal
it,
memo.
Just
got
call him
passed.
That's
drunk
definitely
man
us
because he's a
developing the
drunk
game.
man.
he's a drunk man. He spells it with 2 N's at the end. That's cool though. That makes it sound more powerful. Neil
it's
Drunkman.
pretty
You know what I'm saying? You got to say it with some grit. May 29th, 2020. The reason why they gave is that they said, this is what they said. They said, however, it was during the last few weeks as we were closing out sections of the game that we realized we simply didn't have enough time to bring the entire game up to a level of polish we would call Naughty Dog quality. At this point, we were faced with 2 options: compromise parts of the game or get more time. We went with the latter, and this new release date allows us to finish everything to our level of satisfaction while also reducing stress on the team. So he said some more stuff, talked about the vision and all that, but that's the essential reason why. And you know, real quick before I know, I'm just gonna say a lot of games get delayed for this reason. So I don't really see it. You know, I think that they announced the game too. This was only barely after they just recently talked about the game, the release date. But it's not too bad of a delay. And we got another release date, and they're gonna make the game better. So there you go.
Before Baron goes off.
Go ahead before I blow this up. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So I agree, OJ. Like obviously this happens a lot. I think it's good. Less stress on the developers. Make something that's worth the price. I get it. Absolutely fantastic. That's all good. The only thing that makes it look bad is a couple weeks ago we got that release date.
Yeah.
But when Druckmann tweeted out after that happened, he was like, "There's the release date. Like, leave me alone," or whatever, right? He tweeted something like kind of like snide out right after that. I think Sony was kind of pressuring him to put that as part of their event and saying, "Hey, it's not ready yet, but we need something for the state of play to end it off."
big.
And he was like, "Fine, here, we'll give you a release date." And literally, probably right after that, it was like, now we have to figure out a whole new date and all that.
Yeah.
So right now, he's kind of like, yeah, we're a little embarrassed, but they're kind of forced to give. So that's my theory on what happened, of why they announced the date and why they changed.
But it's too
it.
easy. Q1 2020. Q1 2020.
Yeah,
That's too easy.
I think they should have definitely done that, because you look at like Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing got a bigger delay, right? But it was like, okay, well, it was, well, not a bigger. Actually, it's about the same. But like, they said, what they say with Animal Crossing originally? They said it was going to be. Did they say 2018?
They wanted their developers not to be
2019.
Yeah, they said just 2018.
Yeah, they said 2018, and then they said, "Oh, well, we're delaying it because of developers are stressed." So I think, but they never had a solid date, right? Like the before.
But they meant it
they
though.
never
Like
had
the
a
entire
solid date.
studio, they all shut down and went on holiday. Like that actually happened.
But what I'm trying to say is that, like, it's the only reason why any of this is getting backlash is because like what Jordan said, they announced the date. That's it. If it was just
it wasn't that long ago,
what they should have done is like what you're saying is like they should have just said, hey, it's coming out first half of next year. That's what it's, and then you can they could have still done all the pre-order stuff. So if they're worried about pre-orders and all that, you could still do that even if you don't have a solid release date. You could still do it. So I mean, I know that's what gets people hyped. Hey, it's coming at this date. Let me pre-order it, and their pre-order numbers were phenomenal after the state of play, right? Pre-order numbers were fantastic. So, but they could have done the same thing. They could have just said like, yo, first half of 2020, and we'll be okay. You know, I don't know why they gave that exact date, especially for a game like this, man. That's why, just don't give exact dates. Don't give exact dates for games because then this is what happens. Like it gets delayed, and you're like, oh snap, now I got to change it. Happened to Fire Emblem, right? Remember Fire Emblem, dude? Hey, we have
no.
It happened twice. No.
$90.
It happened twice with Fire Emblem.
Developers, though.
Fire Emblem was supposed to come out 2018, right? And then 2018 came around. Like, okay, it's gonna come out spring 2019, and then spring 2019. Oh, it's gonna come out summer 2019. It got delayed multiple times.
That's nice. That's cute and all, but this is not the same situation.
It is. They needed more time.
It's not the same situation. This is the first time in history I've actually seen this happen.
Oh, you mean like an actual release date? Are you talking about like an actual solid release date?
What Sony and Naughty Dog did was the biggest finesse by a corporation I've ever seen.
It's hook, line, and sinker to say the least.
I cannot believe they finessed their own fan base like that. That's what kills me the most about this thing. There's no way possible when you announced that release date that you did not know you was not going to make that release date. You knew you was not going to make that release date when you announced that.
I don't know.
There's no way 3.5 weeks went by and you like, oh, by the way, I don't think we're going to make it. No, you knew you wasn't going to make that.
I don't know, Baron. That's tough, dude.
Game development doesn't work like that.
Said,
For them to delay the amount of time they delayed
for forcing them.
For the amount of time they delayed that thing, which is nearly damn near 4 months, because it's coming out the end of May, which is almost basically June. That's basically June. They knew they was not going to make that release.
Not the beginning of February.
End of February.
Well,
end of February.
So
they knew they was not going to make that release date. You don't make a decision like that. You don't make a decision like that without proper planning.
Doom was about to come out. They just delayed that.
Yeah, but Doom did not have a whole media event and a whole.
We've had
like
multiple
the whole state of play was
about
surrounded by The Last of Us. That's what.
No, of course. Listen.
They hyped everybody up. They had a whole state of play. They put out this whole flyer about a media event, and then he tweeted, like you said, "You got your release date now. Now y'all can stop asking me." And then a couple of weeks later, you gonna delay it? Nah, bro.
Which I think
that's the biggest finesse I've ever seen.
I think Sony pressured them for a release date. I think Sony pressured them for a release date because it's been long enough. And they said, screw it, here's one. And then after giving that to them, they realized they're like, crap. And I think they realized shortly after, right? And I think they're just now announcing it after they figured out a schedule that works. And they're embarrassed by it. Of course,
that's not a long delay, though. I mean, Jordan, it's not a long delay. So
it's not the biggest problem in the world. The only thing, like, I get where the whole finesse things come to. We announce the date, we get the pre-orders in, and then boom, we push it back further. We just get that money real quick for a pre-order and push it back. I get that side of the stance.
I don't think it was really the money part. You might be right on the Sony part. I don't think it was the money part they was worried about. I just think Sony just wanted something to talk about.
Yep.
That's
and
what
people
I'm
thought I was crazy. People always say, "Oh, I'm saying crazy shit," but I said Sony only making this state of play because there's no positive surrounding the PS4 right now, and that's why they made this event.
That's what Jordan's talking about, though. Like they got
to sell PlayStations in November.
Pressure them into saying, "Hey, we need something. We need something." You know,
and I kept telling people that Sony is in a tough spot, and they're the ones that I worry about the most. But everybody think I'm crazy. But you just see them finesse their own fan base with a release date.
Everyone,
I don't think rather than it's a tough
thinks
spot.
you're crazy, Baron. Let's be real here.
I don't.
Like literally.
I mean, that's true, but it's saying
I get where you're coming from. I don't think it's necessarily Sony being in a tough spot. I think it's them trying to obviously with the state of plays they've done, the three of them, right? They're trying to figure out what it is, and they're trying to copy Nintendo more and more, and they just wanted that stinger at the end because Nintendo's always like, and here's a Legend of Zelda, and here's this, and here's that, and I think they wanted in their head to have that and then one up that by giving a release date, something everyone wanted. I mean, if you take away that from the state of play, and even though I enjoyed some of the indie games they showed off, there is really nothing to talk about, and there wouldn't have been a state of play without it.
Jordan,
They shouldn't
I
have
get
done
it.
Jordan,
They
you would
shouldn't
have a
done it.
point. You would have a point if there wasn't so many indication that this game was coming prior to them showing that release date. The way they deep dived last year, they gave you the impression that you was playing it in 2019 when they obviously knew that wasn't the case. Then they
Right.
go through the whole 2019 without really any notable exclusives for the PlayStation brand. I understand you want to copy Nintendo, but Nintendo is not going to go out there and put out a solid release date and then delay it weeks later. It's not going to happen.
But now
so
that-
it,
but
that's
here-
never going to happen in that
But
situation.
the thing about it though is like, pick your poison though. You know what I'm saying? Like I just mentioned Fire Emblem, they delayed it twice. It was supposed to come 2018,
Yeah,
and they
that's
delayed it to
true.
2019, and then they
I don't
delayed
care
it
about the
again.
delay.
I
don't
got
think
you
I
on
would
So
that.
say-
I mean, like,
Yeah.
if you're trying to say that they delayed,
got you
they
on
tried
that
to finesse did the Fire Emblem devs try to finesse? Did they try to finesse us? I mean, and I've talked to developers. Literally, you could have a game-breaking bug, literally just pop out of anywhere. You're finishing up things, you're doing things. All of a sudden, the Q&A team says we've got a problem, and you don't. know how
But
to-
he told us what the deal was, though. He
but they're-
told us. What,
No, they're not gonna say. They're not gonna talk about bugs.
no,
like
no,
that.
there's a
everything.
game-
All
if
we
there's
could
a
go
game-
up is basically what he said.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is that you've been working on this game for 5.5 years. I think they gave that release date knowing they wasn't gonna meet it because they wanted to cushion the blow about no multiplayer in the game. And then they was gonna come around and try to recoup the losses later when they give the real release date.
Okay, let's get into
It's a whole.
Let's
it's
get
a
into
whole
like
messed
Shadow
up
Fox.
situation.
Shadow Fox. What are your thoughts? Let's get into Shadow Fox. Let's get into VC, then we'll get into Ethan.
So first of all,
And also
what I
Adnan, too.
want to
Sorry.
point out, the first thing I want to point out here is fuck hardware. Everybody that wants to be a spec whore, this is why development is more important. This is why every single time when you complain that this game or that game isn't running this well on this platform, you're asking the wrong fucking question. You should never be in a situation, well, this console can't run this, you can't run that. Who's developing for that console? How many developers do they have, and how much time do they have to do it? This is a project management nightmare. This should have never fucking happened. And there's somebody that gets paid to do it. They have a certification to do it, and they knew they had timetables and they had deliverables to make sure this project was up and running at the time that it needed done. So there's clear miscommunication on one end, both on Sony's end and on Naughty Dog's end, where they completely fucking dropped the ball on this shit both ways. So my issue with that is this game will come out, right? And it'll be great. It'll look good, it'll run good, and all this other kind of stuff and everything. And then everybody would then go and say PS4 was originally had great hardware, and this is why. And they'll point to this game, and they won't talk about the development hell that it was obviously in at some point, 5 years plus, and then the issues they're running into now. And it actually took people working around the clear limitations of the hardware. That's the whole point of having a console anyway. You have limitations, so you don't have to worry about the stuff you have to do on PC, and otherwise you're brute forcing your game to run. You work with the limitations. You make your game run good with said limitations because you know them. They're constant and they work all the time. So had they developed this game from scratch with the engine in mind, instead of having to develop a vertical slice every single year, they keep showing this game at E3 over and over again, or some type of FMV they're doing with assets. You're building 4K assets for a fucking FMV video. You could have been building that for in-game content. So now we got artists wasting their time to show shit to people just to get them hype, and it pushes this game so far to the fucking right. When it's time for it to actually ship up or ship out, it can't. So, and that's unfortunately that's the problem on both, not necessarily the developers end. I'm going to say the publisher, because they know that they're trying to push the hype, i.e. Sony that's trying to sell something because they don't have a console to sell this holiday, right? They want to sell more PlayStations and more PS4 Pros. And they can't do that if they don't have a promise of somebody buying some games this year, or at least the promise of a game in the coming year. So it's just so frustrating, because you got the gamers on one end that are just like, give us graphics, give us this, give us that. And now you have an entire studio dedicated to giving you that type of experience, to just say, hey, here's gameplay or camera angles that mimic certain shots in movies or TV shows, so it looks more cinematic to you. And now we're in a situation where the base game that you're supposed to play is it's not even in the forefront. So now we're like, oh, well, the game's not running well, or hey, an entire gameplay aspect hasn't been programmed yet, but we got all these art assets, but we made sure the physics look good. Like, what the fuck, man? Like the priorities are way out of whack. And I hate to harp on Nintendo, but Sega did this too. They started developing games literally with wireframes. And until they're done playing around with the wireframes and they have the entire game laid out and mapped out, the project is mapped out. They have the ending, they have the gameplay scenarios and all that stuff mapped out. They don't start adding art assets until then. So why other studios are still developing the game from the ass end forward is still beyond me. Especially, and you throw new hardware at it to make it easier for them to still develop the same fucked up way. I'm sorry, I'll get off my soapbox.
I want to shake your hand. I want to shake your hand, Shadow Fox.
Right, he went in.
I want to shake your hand.
I want to know. My notification just went up. Shout outs to Matthew Hammond. Anyway, Abaddon, what are your thoughts on this, man?
I honestly don't care about The Last of Us, but I'm just gonna be real. Like, I saw the news, I'm like, oh, that's nice. But in terms of the people who are waiting for the game, I mean, I can understand, like, delays happen. Like we said, delays happen all the time. One of the biggest delays of all time, and became one of the greatest games. One game of the year is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. That game was delayed numerous times, and look how great that game is. So it's like, yeah, the timing of the delay can suck, but it doesn't change the fact that once the game is delayed, it could possibly become one of the greater games because they're taking more time to fix things. Them delaying the game is actually a good sign of them making sure things are okay in most cases. Seeing how Naughty Dog had a good track record, had a better track record with some of their games with the Uncharted and Last of Us, I feel as though it'll be better. It'll be, better for them to do that, in my opinion.
I agree with you, but I don't have a problem with the delay itself. I have a problem with how it was laid out over the last month. That is the problem.
Yeah, delivery sucks, but
because how do you give a release date and weeks later do you delay it? Like there's no way.
That's every project management right there.
Gunslinger gets crazy every time in the comments. Every time.
Every time what?
Every time you mention that it's been weeks, Gunslinger's like, it's been a month.
It's still weeks. 4 weeks.
Exactly.
They gave you a release date, and 4 weeks later they delayed it.
And Abaddon, what you said is truly correct. Like, of course, a delayed game can always lead to a better game, but the whole problem is like what Baron said. The date was made; it was a concrete date. It wasn't Q1. It wasn't just 2018, which they never had a concrete date at all. It was always.
I get that. I get it. It had a concrete date, but would you rather them release the game and you get you get bugs? Matter of fact, okay, let me give you an example.
That happens too. They patch it day one.
Whoa, hold up.
What's going on?
Autobots roll out.
But, okay. Let me ask this. Would you rather them do a body game and then give you WWE 2K20?
That game looks great, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Abaddon, this is like a PS1 what game, we're saying. Abaddon, this is what we're saying.
No.
You knew you wasn't going to date, so you shouldn't have said it in the first place. That's the problem.
Yeah, but like Jordan said, they were told to make a date.
They might have been. Look, there could have been like the publisher.
If the publisher pressed them for a release date, if they were smart, they would have put a release date further out than what they expected it to be.
No, but Sony could have. Sony's the one who makes the announcements of the release dates and stuff. Like not Naughty Dog. Sony is owned by them. So then this is what they like. Now, for example, like Intelligent Systems. They are not owned by Nintendo, so they announce their release dates and things like that. Now, they work with Nintendo, right? But they announce it. So you can pin everything on Intelligent Systems for that, for them messing up on that. You can't do the same thing here with Naughty Dog because Naughty Dog is the developer owned by Sony, and Sony is the one who does
I can do that because he tweeted
on Naughty Dog.
Aaron, I can do that.
Can do it.
No, but Naughty Dog is only
after
doing
he
that
tweeted that tweet. I can do it.
But Naughty Dog is only doing that because they have permission
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
that.
Sony did the majority of the pimping on that one.
Wait.
Yo, Shadow Fox.
I'm still rolling.
Yeah, you're literally Optimus Prime.
You sounding like Robo.
You sound like
from-
Megatron right now, dog.
Robo from Chrono Trigger, like a black Robo.
Yo, literally, I don't know what happened. Your mic quality was so crisp, and literally, you just became an Autobot.
Yo, I was about to ask you what kind of mic is that, dude? Because the mic is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make a song with that kind of style.
This man sound like a fusion version of Optimus Prime and like Young Thug. Like, what's going on?
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh man, it's got that robot voice.
I guess I need a SoundCloud then if I'm doing all that.
Oh,
It literally sounds like there's like bass bumping behind your what you're saying too. So it's like definitely possible.
Yo, just get he has that subwoofer effect on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that man got 215s in his mic. Bro.
y'all remember that back in the day, man, when all you wanted was some subs for Christmas?
Yeah, all you wanted some subs. You can hear that bass thumping.
Just get me some subs and a Little John CD, and I'm straight.
That Bia used to hit. That Bia used to hit hard.
Yeah, man, just give me some Yin Yang Twins and some subs. I'm straight. Just
Some Paul Wall.
Oh man, we were just talking
Just
about
give
Paul
me-
yesterday.
Just give me a shout out on my SoundCloud, man. That's all I need.
Okay,
Oh,
Well, you sound great now, though.
We back, dude. We back. Yin Yang Twins used to hit. It was just all bass. There's no song, dude.
Apple
Seriously.
USB 3. Y'all need to send out an update for that. I need USB 3.kext. That needs to be. I gotta fix this shit.
All right, yo, Ethan, man, what you think about? What are we talking about again?
Sony delays.
Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2, Ethan, man. You got any thoughts on this? You excited for The Last of Us, bro?
Yeah, I think it looks good, but I don't want people pulling out that Miyamoto quote like a bad game.
Oh yeah, I think it's kind of
Rushed,
corny
but
out
a
here
good
when I see
game
that now.
is delayed.
But it's true. Is it?
It
not?
is true, but it's,
I don't
it's
care
getting
though.
corny at this
I
point.
see it like all the time when the game's delayed. It's annoying.
Yeah.
But I think it looks like a movie.
Oh Lord.
Uh-oh.
Oh god.
Seen a movie, dog.
That's
Yo,
good though,
bro,
right?
Jordan's
Games can
gonna
look
play
like
that.
Set me off. You know what happened last time.
Don't say that,
Don't,
Ethan.
don't call it a movie. Somebody might get upset about it.
Don't call it that, Ethan.
Next time I might ditch for like.
Don't worry, it's not a movie. Ethan.
24 frames per second D-box.
Wait, didn't they do that with like what was that game? The Order 1886, or no, it wasn't 24 frames. They did a what did
They had it. They had it.
Letterbox. Pull down.
Yeah, Letterbox. There you go. That looks stupid. I was like, what the hell is
Resident
that?
Evil 4 did that too on PS2 because it was
Yeah, that was
vastly inferior to the GameCube.
I played the game. I played I played and beat the PS2 version because the PS2 version had the Ada stuff.
Yeah, Ada Wong
Yeah,
stories.
the Ada Wong
The
exclusive.
PS2 version was definitely inferior to the GameCube.
It was.
But the Wii version,
So you get the Wii version.
Wii
Yeah,
version.
the Wii version had all the
Yeah.
extras plus the GameCube map.
Wii version was great of Resident. That's my favorite version of Resident Evil 4 is the Wii version. The Wii version and then like the 360 version and then the GameCube. version.
Oh, by the way, OJ, you missed reading Matthew Hammond's donation. By the way.
Yeah, I think it was a glitch. It was a glitch from Streamlabs because it's the same thing that he just said before 34 minutes ago.
Oh, that's weird.
So yeah, it was just a glitch. It was just sometimes the Streamlabs just glitches. Sometimes it's been tripping lately since all the new improvements and stuff. All right, let's see here. You acknowledged my donation but never read it. I did read it. Remember we actually talked about it, Matthew Hammond. The second donation was, your donation was our Nintendo and CD Projekt Red and maybe THQ Nordic, the last great developers that give us entire games on cartridge.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it for a minute.
I think what happened is that he donated again for something else, and like he donated, and maybe it wasn't a glitch, but it took his first statement that he made and put it into
Redid
this
it.
one. Yeah. I think he probably wrote something else. So Matthew, if you want to tell us what you wrote for that second donation, if you did $2 donations, let me know what you actually wrote, because here on my Streamlabs it says that you wrote the exact same thing that you did.
Yeah, just tag OJ in the chat.
Yeah,
and
just
then,
tag me.
If I see it, I'll let him know.
That's it for that's I guess that's really it for all the news for this week, guys. We can take a few questions for a bit, just for a little bit. You can
For a
tag
little
us.
bit.
Just for a little bit. You can take
I
some
don't have my
questions.
watch on.
I can go for a nice 30 minutes of Q&A.
They do not that long.
Not that.
I can go for a nice 2 minutes of Q&A.
Yeah, let's go for maybe like
Two?
maybe about a good 5 to 10 minutes of Q&A.
Yeah, you can hit that good 35.
It's time to hit that old dusty trail.
Because
The Old Town Road.
I answer questions every day for literally 2 to 3 hours a day. So
Yeah, but what if people want to ask all of us questions?
Then they can go to your
simultaneously?
They can go on your podcast.
they can go on your
They
respective
can.
channels and ask you guys questions. Then that's or go on Twitter, my favorite form of media, and ask you guys questions there.
What is this Twitter you speak of?
I cannot believe I just got finessed by Kirk Cousins.
Did you start Kirk Cousins in your
Yes, I
fantasy league?
did start Kirk Cousins.
No.
Wait, no, he's doing okay. I saw he had a couple. Did he have a touchdown or two? Did he?
No,
He
he
must
don't.
throw a pick.
Oh,
No, he didn't do anything.
Oh, that's unfortunate, dude. And you thought you did the whole, well, the Redskins, they suck. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start Kirk Cousins today. You did that, huh? You got it back.
That's what everybody
Cousins
does.
always does. Kirk Cousins was balling for 3 weeks, and then
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
but
he
was-
goes against Washington, and now he just goes.
His
cold.
name is Kirk Cousins. You know he's due for a letdown pretty soon.
I know.
Hey, don't feel bad. My entire team gave me a whopping 5 fantasy points last week.
What'd you do? Play the
entire Falcons team. 5 fantasy points for the whole team.
Dude,
Wow.
the Falcons are about as
Matt
good.
Ryan went out with 2 points in the fourth quarter.
No joke. I
It's
think
ridiculous.
the Falcons are barely better than like a college, like a top ranked college team, man. Barely better.
Oh wow.
Dang.
It's a couple of high schools here that got them right now. They need help.
They need to call
They need help.
Jamal Anderson. They need to get the dirty back.
Oh, by the way,
Charity has a question, a pretty good one actually.
Go ahead.
Oh, Charity, what's up?
She said, "Y'all are all so well spoken. What are your personal tips on improving articulation? This is for the cast. Reading more books.
A dictionary.
Wow.
Read a
No, doing
dictionary.
this.
I have garbage
No.
articulation.
Speaking, reading books.
My articulation comes from doing YouTube and just getting better and better at it. So
Yeah.
have humility.
Jump
Put
into it.
put yourself.
Destroying people in debates repeatedly.
I think reading a
You
dictionary.
get consistent in
definitely
that, and you drink their tears, and then
But-
the articulation comes out.
Reading a dictionary doesn't help you have presenting. You know, if you
Well,
want
I'm
to
already good
articulate,
enough at presenting, so I don't have that issue. That's just
that's just
innate
natural.
talent that I have. So
But not everybody has that. Not only that, but
course,
when
yeah.
you're younger, you live in this age with there's so many examples on YouTube and stuff like that. When I was, back then when I first started, there was very few examples of people that can really articulate themselves really well in what we do. Like now we have like Spawn Wave. Now we have we have all sorts of people that do news and do stuff. But back then there wasn't anything like that. All we had was really hard news, and that was more of a comedy, like a little short, scripted comedy bits. We had podcasts, but it was just different. So I would just say, throw yourself in, Charity. Throw yourself into there. Do short videos on Twitter, Instagram, whatever the case is, and talk. See what people think.
yeah,
Well, my question is, Charity, what is she trying to do it for? Like,
Practice makes perfect.
For charity.
no, I mean, what is
charity.
no, what is her
Give to
purpose?
charity.
Trying to learn how to articulate more. She has a presentation, or she's creating a channel. What is the?
Well,
It needs to be about
I think
personal
it's,
growth. It needs to be about
yeah,
personal
personal
growth.
well-rounded. Like also for her, like her.
No, I'm
career.
saying you could give different tips or whatever what she's trying to accomplish.
Oh, okay.
Y'all acting so slow right now. Like
No. See, I know where you're getting at, Baron, but it's,
No, I'm
I
not.
don't- that
I'm
could be
really
the
not trying to
reason.
make a joke here. Never mind. Forget it.
If it's just a conversation starter, or if it's holding a conversation, or if you're actually trying to do formal debate or any type of house discussion or business discussion, practice makes
Exactly.
perfect.
Jalen.
And
You
you,
never
you
know,
practice
she-
your dialect in different situations as well. So when I am in the hood, if you will, I sound nothing like I do right now.
No, that's code switching, man. Come on, that's code switching.
I don't ever.
It's
you
automatic.
damn Smurf. I don't ever do that. I don't know. You can't do that.
Lying.
Yo, hold on.
Five. What do you mean,
Everybody
five?
does that.
Shadow Fox. That's just code switching, man. Come on.
No, I don't. If somebody's gonna call me,
It's a toggle switch.
if somebody's gonna call me, that's what they did all throughout my football career. Whitewashed, all this type of stuff. I was like, damn right. When I'm hiring all you losers Then you guys will learn. You guys will learn to love me. Damn it.
Oh yeah, I know you're lying. I ain't.
I swear to you. All the guys when I played football back in the day, they were all from Mississippi. They were all from East Coast. They all had this slang and all that, and I was not cool to them. They were cool to me, but I was not cool to them in terms of how I talked. And I never changed. I never changed how I talk. Never changed. Never changed.
Oh, and by the way,
so I
OJ,
see her comment down here. She says she's working in medical field. She feeling intimidated sometimes. So
Okay,
you know,
thank you. For saying
yeah,
that,
you
Jay.
just
I kinda
you have
appreciate
to you have the first problem is you're intimidated. So you have to take that away because they're not going to physically hurt you and they're not going to do anything to you. So when you talk to them, you just have to forward with what you want. So you speak forward and say, "Hey,
Can I read
Go ahead.
Matthew's comment?
yeah, it's
Yeah, he says
right there.
my second comment was about. Okay, thank you for the $2 donation, Matthew. He says my second comment was about the scope creep and story changes at the end of development led to Fire Emblem Three Houses delay that made it better. Okay, that was what it was.
yeah,
About.
that was
Well, yeah,
that was the reason why.
they wanted
did
to
Three Houses have scope creep though? Like, was it pushed back a lot?
twice.
Yeah, a year and a half it was pushed back.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out. Well, originally it was supposed to just come out 2018, and then they moved it to spring 2019, and then they moved it to, and then it got ultimately moved to summer 2019.
It's hard to tell with them though, because sometimes Nintendo sits on those games finished, and they just don't have a
Metroid
they
Prime
don't have
Trilogy
a
is
date they wanna
collecting
drop
dust right now.
Intelligent Systems said that the reason why, well, they actually talked about it. They said the reason why the game was delayed because the scope of the scope of the game got a little bit more ambitious than they can handle, and they also wanted to incorporate Koei Tecmo a bit more into what they were doing. So there was also that as well. They needed help with all the like different assets and stuff that they were doing. It was their first game. They needed help. They were a little bit in over their head, so they needed help from Koei Tecmo, especially for that game. It's like huge. It's a huge game, you know. So that's basically what they just got pushed back because the scope was big, so they just delayed it.
I have a question for the guy.
Question for Charity: are you a CNA or are you a RN? If you work in the medical field, she'll answer that whenever she gets ready.
I think she's
I got a
like,
question
she's like
for
an
the guy.
assistant, like some type of like dental assistant or something like that.
I got a question for the cast and the whole entire chat.
Alright.
Why does OG look like Mark Henry?
Oh my God! I seen that
Whoa.
tweet. I seen that tweet too.
Yeah, you know what?
Y'all
I
wrong
think
for that.
Mark Henry looks like me. I'm older than Mark Henry looks like me, but the thing about it is,
Hey, somebody pull up the footage of the arm wrestling competition.
I'm a much slimmer, sexier, better looking version of Mark Henry, though. I'm
All
like
right, calm down there.
I'm definitely that.
Wait a minute. So you saying you out chocolate and sexual chocolate? That's what you saying?
Well, absolutely.
This guy.
Absolutely.
This
I mean,
guy went there.
absolutely. Look, Mark Henry, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's a big dude, but he probably gets tired. You know what I'm saying? He might get tired. I don't know how much stamina he's got. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a little too big. He's going to crush
Hold on.
people. You know what I'm saying?
Did you say you was 45, dude?
How old is Mark Henry?
He's 48.
Oh, he's a little bit older than me then. He's a little bit older than me. But I'm definitely a
Right.
much better looking, slimmer, sexier version of Mark. I mean, he looks like me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Charity
that's just
said
how it is.
she working with him all day. She said she's a surgery tech. She
She is surgeon. I
yeah,
know
she
you
in there.
intimidated because them surgeons think they the gift to the damn world. They
and
talk.
they talk mad
They
shit.
talk like they're dictators. So I know what she mean by intimidated, but you know, you just got to be stern with them, man.
Wow. Puzzle
What happened?
went in on you.
That dude puzzle so man.
Oh, he said vitamin D chocolate. Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's the lamest. That was corny as hell.
Hey,
Listen,
Abaddon, why he at you though?
I'm
added you on that.
gonna give
He
that
added
a
me-
C
he
He
minus.
made that special for you.
he's
that
an
was
equal
corny.
subscriber to both our channels. That's all.
This is
No,
for
he's-
charity.
no, he's
Charity,
cool.
charity.
He's
The
cool.
best thing you could do is just talk to them like you Olivia Pope. I bet you that work.
Wow.
Oh no.
You
Oh,
went
no.
there.
Olivia Pope has different forms of communication.
You went there.
They'll start treating you differently then.
You went there.
That's a whole nother.
Witcher Bruce says, "What position did you play in football?" I think he's talking. Did anybody else actually play football? I think Shadow Fox, you play football, right?
Yeah, I was a wide receiver.
Okay,
I only play street football.
Yeah.
You were all
That's
positions.
what-
Which really wasn't football.
It really-
I was never really.
Wait,
football.
Baron,
really isn't.
Baron, you didn't play football, did you, or did you?
No, I decided not to play football. I decided to chase women at that time.
Oh,
That was a
okay.
dumb decision by me.
Another great
Fair
sport.
enough.
That makes sense.
High school.
Football takes up way too much time, dude.
It does, man.
Yeah.
It really does.
It takes up all your summer.
Two-a-days.
It takes up all your
Oh,
summer.
trust
and
me.
then-
I had the coach. The coach was mad at me in high school because he wanted me to play so bad,
Yeah, I bet.
and I wouldn't play, and I just wouldn't play, man. I
You're
was
like
just-
what, 6 foot?
Yeah, I was 6 foot. I had, I got this swole, stocky build.
Yeah,
you
they
know
could
what I mean?
probably
He was
put you
ready.
like at safety or something like that. So yeah.
He wanted me to play linebacker.
Well, yeah, outside backer, yeah, like an outside backer,
Yeah, they wanted
safety,
me to,
strong
like-
safety, rope. They call you like a rover,
They're
like
trying to
like
kill
Eric
you though
Reed.
in Georgia as a linebacker. Trying to kill you.
So,
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I played throughout my. At first, I was playing like Pee Wee and all that. I played like receiver and quarterback, and I also played I played.
you
Like,
ain't play no quarterback.
I did play quarterback. Yeah, I did.
You ain't play. Let me see you throw.
I think
football. You got
everybody had a
football
chance to be
now?
quarterback in rec
I
ball
don't have a
though.
football, but no. When I was young, when I was really young, I played quarterback and I also played receiver too. But then that was, like I said, a long time ago. Then I moved. I played basically just running back. I was running back and I played linebacker. But then eventually in high school, I played just running back. Like that's where like I got recruited for college and all that. And then my college position was just running back. So yeah, running back and fullback. At Fresno State, I was a little bit fullback, but mainly running back for the most part.
We actually got another question from Jordan Drinks OJ. What position do you play in Fortnite?
Fortnite. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Jordan Drinks OJ just asked, what position do you play in Fortnite?
I don't like how that sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, what the heck?
Yeah, that
I don't like how that sounds. That's a
That's-
huge pause in your life.
that's definitely a
Huge
sock.
pause.
That's definitely a sock account, like somebody who
It's
like
definitely.
Y'all got me out here.
yeah,
What
definitely a
position
sock.
you play in Fortnite? What the heck?
Cardi break.
What position? There are no positions in Fortnite.
That's what I'm saying. Like that obviously was trying to insinuate something.
Bearing your thoughts on Emmanuel Sanders to the Niners?
Going to.
Ooh.
I love it because Emmanuel Sanders is on. So I'm all for it.
I'm the Niners fan here, by the way. Battlefront X. So,
Man, boy, y'all rolling right now.
yeah, 6-0, baby, 6-0.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan. It's not fun right now.
Y'all
You're
are
okay. I'm a Falcons fan. You're okay.
Y'all,
Yeah,
y'all
you're
are
okay.
trash.
I bet it's not good for the Giants fan. When y'all
see-
realize benching your quarterback wasn't the
Yo,
Yeah, I
Eli's,
agree.
Eli's trash though, so it's not like.
See, the problem is we
bottom
technically
line-
can't say that because he gave us 2 rings.
No, you can say that. Eli's.
The-
I'm gonna
the
say
first ring
right
was
now,
the
Eli's trash.
The first ring was
First
a
of all,
fluke.
you cannot say that because he didn't play trash before he got benched. He was playing good.
No, he
The
was.
first ring was a fluke though.
No, he was not.
No,
Playing.
that
I-
first ring was not a fluke.
That
Thank you.
first
They
was,
weren't supposed to be in those playoffs. That game to get in the playoffs was a fluke.
Bruh, there's no fluke about that first ring whatsoever.
Yeah.
No.
that was literally like miracle.
They
like,
went out
like
and
a movie.
earned
like-
that.
Have you heard Eli's
Yeah.
stats though? Like if you watch all the dude, Eli has like led the league in interceptions multiple times. Eli, his record is like barely. It's like 500 or he's like a little bit under 500. He's barely made the Pro Bowl like in his like 20 years or 18 years. He's barely made the Pro Bowl like 3 or 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Like he's
How many rings?
very average. He has
got a lot
one
of
more.
He got 2 rings.
How-
He has
That's
one.
How many rings?
He has one more ring than Trent Dilfer. Okay, he has one more
But the
ring than
second
Trent
ring, the
Dilfer,
second ring,
and he has
the
one
second
more
ring. I think he was the second or the third best quarterback that year. So,
Bruh.
I give him credit for that one.
I'll give
That
him
What
credit.
he
Second
did
first
with the
ring,
I'll give him
Giants
credit
on
for that.
those 2 runs to the Super Bowl.
Eli Manning is
incredible.
he's an
There's
average.
no- you can't take that away.
He's an
You can't
above
take that
average.
away.
He's an above average quarterback. He's a
I'm
solid
sorry, bro.
quarterback. He's a solid quarterback
what
we're
that
not
was
saying he's
nowhere
the best
near as
OJ,
good
but-
No,
as Peyton.
OJ,
He's got
you need to
rings.
stop
Nowhere
the
near as good
bullshit.
as Peyton.
You
I'm
need to stop the
sorry.
bullshit. Trent Dilfer rode a team to the Super Bowl. Eli took that team to the Super Bowl
Eli
twice.
carried the team. And
Okay, fine.
Eli
Oh,
carried
killing
that team
Trent Dilfer.
twice. Trent Dilfer rode the team to the Super Bowl.
Well,
That's
whatever.
the
We're not
situation.
talking about sports here anymore. Anyway, shout outs to Mr. Lacey. We'll end on this. Mr. Lacey with the $20 donation. And he says that Eli Manning is complete trash. I don't know why Barron keeps on bringing. No, I'm joking. He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Right.
He didn't say that. He said that's for the Mark Henry reference. LOL. Great combo today, guys. All right, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Gonna let these guys take off. It's actually getting towards 12 in the East Coast. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. We're gonna go around the horn here. Ethan, where can they find you at, my boy?
On Twitter, I'm at Rothenberg Eton. Cause go find me.
All right. You could yeah, so make sure you guys check out Ethan on Twitter. He had a great banner suggestion for my channel, but I told him no. Also next up is Jordan. Jordan, where can they find you at, my man?
You can find me on YouTube on my gaming channel called Batteries Low. I put out a video earlier, talking about, I was like, there's so much news to cover today, but I'll talk about SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom's outrageous collector's editions coming from THQ Nordic. It's a fun video, and yeah, I have a gaming channel now. So all you guys who maybe want to hear me talk about games, I have a gaming channel.
Can you link that in the chat? I didn't know. Dude,
I already did.
Screw Twitter, man. I know you put this on Twitter. I swear to God, I didn't see it at all.
It is on Twitter.
That's
and it's
so
one of my better
saw
tweets,
it.
honestly.
No, OJ, see, I saw it. It wasn't buried. So
It was buried for me, man. Here, let me subscribe to this.
Yeah.
Oh, you already have 1,000
If anyone
subscribers.
wants
Good
to-
stuff, man. Yeah. I like
Yeah,
it.
whoever wants to go over and check out almost daily gaming videos, go check it out.
Yes.
That'd be
This is what I've
appreciated.
been waiting for right here. Hell yeah. I'm subscribed. Let's go.
I just subscribed myself.
You guys go
Thank you,
subscribe to his
guys.
channel. Let's get him to 2,000.
I'm about to subscribe,
2,000
too.
subscribers in the next couple days. All right, and I like the name too. Batteries low. That's interesting. I like it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it makes sense. I like it. If you're well, no, batteries can be low for even rechargeable ones. Okay.
It's also more of like a reference to that, like, I'm always tired because I'm doing so much work, so I'm low on energy.
Yeah, a little bit of dual meaning
that's
there.
right.
I like. I've been waiting. This is what I was waiting. This is kind of what I was waiting for, to be honest. Is like a good, I mean, I love the Pokemon card. I watch all the Pokemon card stuff, but I mean, I kind of wanted to hear more of your gaming opinions outside of when you just come on here.
Yeah, I announced today that I'm taking a bit of a step back to my creative process. The daily Pokemon content is gonna just be maybe 3-4 videos a week.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
The gaming channel be more active, and possibly the movie channel be more active as well. So
The game. There's
yeah,
just
check
more,
out the gaming channel.
There's
though.
more stuff, and on top of that, you don't got to sit there and spend so much money on cards.
Yeah, because now I gotta make more content. I gotta start on that grind on a non-monetized channel. So
Well,
don't.
you'll get monetized soon. You already got it out, so you'll
Sub
get
it.
Yeah,
You
you'll get
won't.
monetized.
You won't do it.
What? Sub?
No nuts. You won't.
What?
oh, you won't.
I'm
I know
challenging
what
the
you're
audience to be like,
you
I
won't.
will.
Oh, the audience. I thought you were challenging me. I was like, what
Yeah.
the hell? I already subscribed.
Wait, what do you mean?
No, you guys are good. I'm talking directly to the audience.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys go subscribe to his channel, man. His editing's better than mine for sure. I can tell you that. All right. So, Baron, where can they find you at, my man?
You can find me stomping out Kirk Cousins on the sideline.
Hey,
This man put up a total 11 points for me, so I'm really fucked from this week in fantasy.
Well,
so.
I mean, it was more than Sam Darnold. So, I mean, I wonder who started Sam
Anyway,
Darnold.
y'all can find me on Twitter. It's been hilarious all day with this last two. If you ain't seen it, you might want to go to Twitter's.
That shit funny. I ain't gonna lie.
You need to go read
That shit
these
funny.
threads, bro, because they classic. They classic. I'm pretty sure some more to come. I will have a new video up before the week is over. I know it's been a minute, but I've been busy, so I'll finally get a video up on the channel.
You lazy
And
ass.
yeah, I know, man. And I just downloaded Modern. You know that video is.
All right,
is
let's
tentative.
move on. Abaddon, you just downloaded my. Let's move on. All right, so
all right. So you guys can find me on YouTube. You can Twitter at Abaddon Smith for the music and just overall content channel where I'm going to be doing a whole lot more is Musically Abaddon. That channel is in the chat, so you guys can check out that channel. More to come. I uploaded a new beat that's not video game based, but it's more so dipping into music. And very soon, if I could get things together, there's going to be a pre-recorded podcast series starting November 1st. So
Nice.
sounds good.
Look out for
Pre-recorded
that.
podcast. Okay. Like those.
yes, I'm going to. It's going to be different. So starting November 1st, if I could get everything together.
Nice. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. All right. Shadow Fox, where can they find you at, my man?
Man, y'all know where to find me. I got one Shadowcast I finally did, so maybe I'll have more than one Shadowcast a year. Shadowcast 35. It took a real long time to get all the information for Nintendo Switch Online, so check that out. There's a huge demand for me to make an actual video on that, but that'll be probably a month for me to do in Final Cut. So if I end up doing that, then bear with me and it'll show whenever the fuck it shows up. Also, I'm still planning on doing a video on how to set up your wireless network for your console. A lot of people seem to be doing it wrong. So I'll have a blow by blow for those that need assistance to go from that, similar to the way I did my USB video some years ago. Other than that, do you play games to have fun or to impress other people? I'm out.
I definitely play video games to impress other people. That's the main.
That's why
reason.
most people play NBA 2K.
Oh,
Anyway.
OJ, I put a
So
poll
that's-
up, and apparently I'm going to be streaming Xenoblade as well.
Oh yeah,
Oh, nice.
I voted. in
So
your,
say of my followers.
yeah, I voted in your poll too. So I
Yeah,
said
me too.
yeah.
I also voted for Xenoblade.
I said yeah.
I didn't even see it.
I don't
I've
even.
been on Twitter.
Yo, I literally saw it the moment you dropped it, Shadow Fox. I'm surprised you didn't see it, Abaddon.
Jordan, did you block
Yeah.
me on Twitter, Jordan? I think that's why I'm not seeing it.
No, I
Oh,
see.
we blocking people. We blocking people.
Did you mute or block me?
No, I see all your stuff.
Oh, okay.
All right, well,
All right,
Before
VC,
everyone
where
leaves.
can I find you at VC?
before everyone leaves, you can find me at VCIPZ on Twitter and Instagram. And I actually am really close to 400 subscribers. There's 230 of us here. We can hit 500 maybe even.
So,
And that'd be awesome if we can. If you can help subscribe, it would mean a lot. I just posted a link of the broadcast episode 3. We talked about Star Wars episode 9. We talked about Gucci Mane's Waptober 2 album. And we talked about Fallout First, how stupid that is. And we played some Pokemon Black Randomizer Nuzlocke at the end and completed the game, which is great. We had no casualties. And also, Ethan R., thanks again for Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy to Duelist. I just put that link for that review in the chat as well. You can
No
check that
problem.
link out as well. And it was a great review. I hope you guys check that out. Hit the like button and everything else you have to do. It means a lot. And OJ, it's always great to be on the PE podcast.
Hey, you
Always
make
great
sure you share this
conversations.
with a friend.
Yep, exactly. We have to all say it simultaneously, though. It's not the same.
Listen. That's for my. I'm not going to OJ's channel. You know, that's my
Nah,
trademark.
y'all good. All right, and we also have a Witcher 3 giveaway. Make sure you guys enter into the Witcher 3 digital code giveaway. That's going down. That's ending on Sunday. And then we're gonna be having a game that involves ghosts and somebody's brother that we're gonna be giving away. So stay tuned.
Ghost
on
Brothers?
Twitter.
That's a TV show.
Well, this is a scaredy cat kind of brother. You know what I'm saying? He's a little bit taller. He likes to wear green. Maybe we might have a giveaway with that next week too. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got a few days into that drop. We got just a couple of weeks into that flat grass. And
Dude, I can't wait.
This
Here we go. I can't
I
wait.
can't wait to play this game. I can't wait to play this game and say how good it is. Even if I don't
Same
like it, I'm
here.
gonna make sure that I say I like it.
you know what we should do? We should force Baron to live stream with Maya and just watch him try to build a tree or grass on
you know what?
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna make.
make.
If Pokemon Sword and Shield can get an 87 or higher Metacritic, I will buy it.
An 80, it's not gonna get an 8. That's very tough. It's not gonna get an 87.
Pokemon X and Y got an 88. Come on, 87 is.
For me, that'd be too low to buy it.
So wait,
Exactly.
so you,
Alright,
so
Mr.
No
okay,
Pokemon game. No
wait a
Pokemon
second,
games.
hold on,
waiting.
VC. I gotta check you for
Mr.
a second.
$80 cologne over there.
I gotta check you, VC. I gotta check you for a second. You said under no circumstances you're not buying the game.
Yeah,
you're
I'm not
considering
at all.
buying the game if it had a higher. Because that's what you implied just now.
No, well, I'm just trying to put my 2 cents into the conversation.
So y'all have my word. 87 or higher, I will buy.
He's
Pokemon
not.
Sword
He's
and
not
Shield.
buying the game. But
Like
I
at
said,
all. Like I'm not.
Like
You
I
gotta
said
buy both
before.
though. You gotta spend the whole.
No, I'm not buying both. I'm buying one.
Like I said before, this game
Hell no.
just like Persona 5 Scramble, and people all of a sudden turn heads a little bit. I'm telling you, when this game comes out, people start talking about what you can do about the game. They're gonna be like, "Oh snap, this game is actually cool." I'm guarantee it.
I'm probably
And then
gonna
I'll-
get it because I need to get back into it.
I'm gonna get it day one.
And then I'll be like, oh, where's Landorus? Not in the game. Where's Cartana? Not in the game. Where's Grumpig? Not in the game. Where's Dunsparce? Not in the game.
And I'm telling you, man, if it scores that and I see N64 trees on the field, I'm going in, bro. I'm making a whole video review.
Well,
Yo,
maybe
it has
because
to be-
the game isn't
Make sure it's a
based-
3-hour video, please.
Maybe
Make
because
sure it's 3 hours long.
maybe because graphics aren't everything, Baron.
They
So
aren't.
you keep on
The
bringing
Pokemon
up
are
Baron,
graphics.
you're a tree whore over here. Tree whore.
Maybe because
Be tree or bust.
maybe
You know what
because
I mean?
graphics.
I need those Horizon Zero Dawn trees, man.
Yeah,
Come
and
on
you know what?
This guy.
And you know what the funniest thing about Horizon Zero Dawn trees are? Is that you take your sword or whatever you've got and you slash right through it. That's the greatest thing about how great Horizon Zero
Yo,
Dawn
he wants realistic rock.
There's
Yeah,
damn near
regular
no physics in the game, but holy crap, does it look great.
He wants realistic rock. That's what he wants.
Literally, your sword goes right. You can't scar a tree. You can't cut grass. You can't. But it looks great, man. It looks amazing. It looks so good.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Yeah.
And you know what? I hope it does that because I feel like I can probably beat all of y'all competitively if I really put my mind
In
to it.
Pokemon?
In
No.
what?
Yeah,
You'll get murked.
Get the hell out of here.
You're getting.
I'll sweep you. It won't even be a real game. I'll lose one out. It's game. Like seriously.
hell no.
You'll get murked.
Literally, if you guys watch me play Pokemon, you would know. You would know.
I don't think I can beat VC or
VC.
Jordan, but I mean, I'm not gonna lose to you, Baron, because you'd be too focused on the damn tree to even know what Pokemon to pick or even know what to do in the
Actually,
game.
speaking of trees, Baron, your favorite Pokemon must be Trevenant, right?
No,
Tree.
it's not. It's not at
Yeah,
all.
I get it. It's a tree Pokemon joke.
Yep.
You got it. It just went
Bro,
dead.
I'll have Baron
That
shaking
was-
like
that
a
was
little
really
pseudo
flat.
Udo.
A little pseudo wood. I really don't like that Pokemon. I really don't like that. To be honest,
I need an update. I just
do you like
updated-
pseudo Udo, Jordan?
Download this whole game.
Yeah, me and pseudo Udo are tight.
Doesn't it have like a de-evolution, like a baby one
Yeah,
too?
Bonsly, yeah.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of the baby evolutions. Like I'm like, I've just never been a fan of them. But
Oh,
I like you,
Baron,
bro.
by the way, when it comes to Modern Warfare, there's a few problems it's having right now.
I know everybody's game raping the server.
Yep.
Is what it is.
yeah, server delay issues. But anyway, all right, guys, go out there, buy Modern Warfare. If you don't want to buy Modern Warfare, go out there. Game Pass. Jordan said that there's a Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, there's
I think I'm-
Medieval.
I think I'm gonna go
Or
check out
you can
Outer-
do even better and just wait for
Wait for what? You cut out.
What? You can...
Luigi's Mansion 3 in a few days.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion
Nah,
3.
I'm okay.
You're not. Oh, Jordan, you're not into
What?
Luigi's Mansion. Okay.
What?
I'm getting it. Well, Nintendo's giving me a
I'll
review
wait.
code, but I'm gonna be buying the game myself, so I'll be giving away a copy of the game. So
A lot of games are coming out at like before Luigi's Mansion 3 though. We got the 2 Resident Evil games. We got
Yep.
Atelier Ryza.
yeah, I'm
We
playing
have
Ryza
Super
right now.
Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. We have tons of stuff.
Ryza like almost legit works. Looks like the graphics might be worse than a Pokemon. The models are great. But the environments and stuff and the invisible walls are.
Don't you say nothing about no damn environments.
The gameplay in Ryza though is phenomenal. The battle system is like legit. I got a video coming up, but the battle system in Ryza is legit like Skies of Arcadia and Chrono Trigger, kind of like put together. And not saying that it's as good as those games. I'm just saying they took concepts from that and put them together. Ryza's the combat in the game is very good combat. So anyway. All right, that wraps it up for this one here, guys. We will see you guys back here tomorrow. I'll have streaming and stuff. We're probably going to do some Xenoblade farming tomorrow with Christian, so that should be fun. Xenoblade farming. We're going to have OJ live. And yeah, I'm going to have I'm going to have a video for you guys tomorrow morning as well. So.
If anybody's trying to play Modern Warfare, crossplay is. Get at me on Twitter.
All right.
If you try to play.
So crossplay for Modern Warfare. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys for the next one. Bye.
Peace.
Astral Chain Gang, baby.
Hey, VC, you want to
Why
link your channel?
Evolve shut their servers down? That don't make
You
no
want to
damn
link your
sense.
channel any more times, VC?